server admin, and I'm here to teach some newbies how to play Warhammer 40k. So first of all, I want to thank everybody who's coming on in. Thank you very much for their follows.
No mercy, no respite.
Got a follow train going right now. Appreciate you guys. We got a bit of
the might of the righteous.
That's really loud, huh? So, yeah, forgive me and the hiccups we're having here with the audio.
No mercy, no respite.
Let me fix that. Long time no see. No, yeah, I know, right?
The might of the righteous.
It's been, I want to say, a good solid year since I've last streamed. And, you know, I've gone through some changes. I've gone through some things, but I'm back for this one stream.
The litany of deployment has been made, brother.
Let's get that volume down a little bit, huh? We're starting here in just a bit. Where is the... All right, so we're gonna bring that way down. Okay, sorry, distracted. Look, I've been the evil overlord ever since I started moderating this server. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, we do have a little bit of a treat for you guys. We've gone through, and by me, I mean me. Yeah, I'm referring to myself. I've gone through the effort of creating this beautiful overlay that you guys are really gonna like. Now, if you guys are new, I'm just gonna give you a warning. It might look complex, however, we're gonna walk you through it. All right, it's a new overlay that we're setting up so that we can kind of up the production value for the stream, make ourselves look a lot better, make ourselves look more presentable. It looks fantastic, but it's still loud. Holy shit. I don't understand. It's still like blasting through my headphones and I don't know why. Is it loud for you guys?
The litany of deployment.
It's quieter for your... Okay, so it blasts my headphones, but you guys can barely hear it. Okay, that's great. Well, you know, as I said, this is a work in progress. Still blasting through my headphones. We'll try to work through it. I do very much appreciate everyone who's following, by the way. I don't want to make you guys feel like you're sinning. We very much appreciate your follows. But if you're going to follow, I want you guys to tune in. Okay? No, it can't. No, absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. So let's go ahead. I want to introduce the players we have here today. These are two completely brand new players. Now, if you yourself are new and would like to see yourself here with us to learn how to play, go to hashtag TTS Tutelage /scheduling. Oh no, it's TTS Tutelage space scheduling, and talk to Deputy Aggressively Memeing. He will schedule you and get you in, book you a slot so you can be up here with us and learn how to play. Does your headset have its own dial? It does. I have like two different dials on this setup. I'm using an AT2020 hooked up to, I forget what my headphones are. So, and there's like two dials involved. So anyway, yeah, if you guys are interested in yourself booking your own demo game so you guys can be featured here, just go to hashtag TTS Tutelage scheduling. It's over there in the player resources category of the server. Book that with Deputy aggressively memeing. We make your list so you don't have to, and we'll teach you how to play. All right, so let's actually get into the room. Let's go ahead and move it on over. Okay. And let's make sure that our scoreboard is working. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome, boys. Thank you very much for the follows. Blasting my headphones. Jesus Christ, we have a lot of people here. How come I don't see this many viewers when, like, Randolph or Kaiju are hosting? Is it just because of me? Wow. Or maybe it's the matchup. Maybe it's just because we have all the trolls here wanting to see Slaaneshi Deamons. Maybe that's what's going on here. Alrighty. Let's introduce some of our the new boys here. Hey guys, we are now live.
Hello.
Hi. I want you guys to just kind of introduce yourselves so that the stream can get to know you. And tell us a little bit about yourself too. We'll start with you at the top.
Asden, my name is James, and I'm just getting into the I almost said sport, into the world of Warhammer and everything, and I don't know. I like Tau, they look cool, Gundam and all that. I don't know what else to say. I'm not good at introducing myself. So
it's fine. It's fine. Nobody makes fun of anybody here, right? So, okay, so let me ask you this. When have you gotten into Warhammer? Like, when was the last, how did you get introduced to Warhammer?
I think it was around November, and it was through various painting channels like Ninjan and Miniac, especially.
Oh, okay.
And I, at the time, was working a horrible job that I hated, and so I needed to do something in my free time to make me not hate life. And I decided Warhammer was going to be it.
Oh, that's really cool. Do you collect any? Do you have any, like, real models IRL?
Yeah, in front of me, actually, I have one of my drones. I'm working on color scheming for my Tau army. I have a Start Collecting box, as well as a Riptide and an XV88, I believe.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. So you actually, sounds like you got a decent start to an army over there.
Yeah, I have all of the Start Collecting built, but then I don't have the big boys built quite yet. Okay.
Well, either way, it's great to have you. I guess we can kind of move on to our next guest here today. He's muted right now. Hey, buddy.
Are you there?
Stage fright, guys. Stage fright.
Sorry, man.
Just kidding.
Hey, I'm Matty Shack. I'm Matt. Currently in Chicago. Got into Warhammer after watching Magikarp used Fly. He was a big YouTuber in the League of Legends community, so I traded out a toxic video game for something that's only toxic to my wallet, so that's great. I am playing the Slaanesh Deamons now, which are pretty cool. When I saw all the huge giant models that were all looking super cool, Keepers of Secrets, Lord of Change, Mortarion, Magnus, they were all Chaos guys, so I figured might as well go for the huge thing you can just plop onto a table and inspire fear throughout all of your enemies.
Sweet. So what got you interested in Slaaneshi Deamons?
The first thing I actually bought was Tau, which was cool, gun line, stay far away from everybody. And then I saw a bat rep where the demons can move, advance, and then charge, and they just show up into your face turn one and can do some really sick shit. So looking forward to it.
So you got into the Slaaneshi Deamons because specifically they're great in melee. and not so much the lore of the. Well, that's actually respectable. And here I thought you were a degenerate.
Although I do gotta say, instead of trading out a toxic game for one that's toxic for my wallet, I'm doing both. Before this, I brought somebody else into the fold of League of Legends, and God, I don't regret it.
I mean, I think you're more toxic to their soul than Slaanesh is, so clearly.
For sure.
I think that a lot of people would think both armies are toxic in their own ways, but nobody likes Tau, nobody likes Tau, and nobody likes demons. Can you up the second dude's mic? Hey, is there a possible way that you can increase your microphone volume so the stream can hear you a little bit?
Try. Right now,
let me see if
it's better. I can put it closer to my face.
Yeah, I got this AT 2020. I got to do exactly that. Like I just have to put it like flush against my face.
Hell yeah.
Is that any better, chat? How is that?
We'll see. I mean, I can just keep talking until the chat decides they've
had enough
on my life or death.
Yeah.
So
it's like the Survivor Island stuff,
right?
Is it too good? Is it too better?
Hold on.
So
go back.
That seems to be working kind of good. Everybody's saying that the volume levels are much better.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say, I thank you guys very much for doing this and allowing us to showcase Warhammer 40k. I know right now there's been a lot of controversy, especially with the. I mean, I'm sorry to bring it up, guys, but it's on everybody's mind right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I saw that post that you made 2 days ago, I think it was, and man, that blows me away.
And so I just pay our respects to If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech, because I actually did enjoy that quite a bit, and it really sucks to know that they're going under. And now I'm just wondering when what's next, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other animators that just do this for fun that are probably going to be targeted next, but that's not what the topic.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Yeah,
I'll try to go in.
It's a lot of things that maybe this is something that we can talk about in a podcast, but we're here to play some games.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I haven't done this in a long time, so
no mercy,
bear
no
with
respite.
me here. So let's go ahead. Jesus, how did I start this off last time? I think I started this off
Feel
by
the might of the righteous.
kind of breaking down what consists of a model, like what the stat line is, how to read the stat line. I think that's a great starting point.
Cool.
So both of us were talking a little bit while you were setting stuff up.
Sure.
We do understand weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, and wounds. I don't know what ALD is, and the MSU on my unit, I'm guessing, is the movement speed.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do a breakdown of the stat, just in case if anybody in chat also kind of wants to follow along, and we'll get through this here. So yeah, it's a very straightforward concept. I mean, by the way, guys, these models have been imported with the Battlescribe to TTS Yellowman's version. So that's the latest version that you can get. Go to #download links to get the link to that and the workshop link, so that you can kind of import. There are some new features that the Yellowman Battlescribe to TTS offers. And I'll be doing a video tutorial on that anyway, so yeah. So we're gonna go ahead.
Using these models. The Keeper of Secrets is gorgeous. It's terrifying, but very cool.
This is Nylon's photo scan of the Keeper of Secrets. I believe this is the Age of Sigmar version. There is another Keeper of Secrets, but it isn't actually stream friendly, so we're not using that one. Yeah.
I just want you to know, I voted 30 of my own channel points on myself, so...
Ooh.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty interesting. Thank you, Deputy Aggressively Memeing, for putting these lists together for us, by the way. Very much appreciated. I did actually go over them a little bit, so I kind of be a little bit more familiar on my end. Now, we are going to be doing the basics, right? And so, if you're going to be following along, I want you guys to visit a website called wahapedia.ru so that you can get access to the core rules and the faction rules. Yeah.
Good.
So okay, we're gonna press number pad 1 now. The interface that you guys are seeing right now is because of the. Hang on, let me try that again. Can I not move? Okay, I can move this window so that the stream can see that. So what you guys are seeing right here is the Battlescribe to TTS interface. This is the new one. This is not the old one. This is the Yellow Man's fork, and it keeps closing on me. I don't know why. It does a better job at breaking down the unit and going over the abilities of it. So let's just go over the very basics. Let's start with the stat line, and let's explain what each of those things do. Why is that closing on me? I don't know why. Alright, so M is for movement. Alright, so Warhammer 40k is played in a game of inches. We are constantly We're constantly using inches to measure and to determine how far things reach, how far things move. We're using that. So the M here is for movement. And so you would use the value in there and it would give you an inch value, and that is the inches. If you press and hold tab, a lot of people ask this. How do you measure your movement? How do you measure your range? You just hold down that tab key and you'll get your ruler out, right? That's a very important thing. Another thing you can do if you're, not wanting to like hold down that tab key for whatever reason, you can make a selection over all your units. You can right click them and then you can set them to go to toggles and then go to measure movement. Now, every time you pick up your model, it will automatically measure that distance. So this is useful for moving your models.
Oh, that's sick.
Yep. When you pick up a model and you hit escape, it resets the position. So keep that in mind when you're making your movements and you mess up. You don't just drop the models, just hit escape and it'll bring everything back.
Yeah.
Tau have wealthy donors. I think a lot of people want Tau to win. Not gonna happen.
Hey, Space Weebs.
Not gonna
this
happen.
This is a really bad matchup for me.
So let's go back to the profiles. Again, these are imported with the Battlescribe to TTS, and this is how we're getting all this stuff here. So I don't know why it closes on me. It's annoying. Okay, so the next values that you're going to be seeing is WS and BS. These are measurements of how accurate or how potent your model is. Basically, the value that you see here is what you actually need to roll on a D6 to hit. So for weapon skill means melee combat, right? So like if you're in melee and it gives you a 3+ on that, it means you have to roll a 3 or better to actually hit with your weapon. Same thing with ballistic skill. If you're making a shooting attack, you're going to use that ballistic skill to determine how much you need to roll on a D6 to be able to determine if you hit. All right?
Cool.
Awesome.
That's a very straightforward right there. Now for the strength and toughness, these kind of go together, as in they interface with each other. Everything ranging from your melee weapons and your shooting weapons have a strength value, and every model has a toughness value. And so what you're doing is you're comparing these two values, and that's going to be what determines what you need to roll to wound. Okay. Generally speaking, I wish I had the chart. I don't actually have a chart. There's a chart that shows you, but basically it goes. Can I get a? Wait, I'll just scribble this down, just so that people can see this. So basically, we'll write the strength, and then we'll write the toughness, right? And so how it goes is if you have a strength of 4, compare that to a toughness of 4. That means you need a 4 to wound, right? Same thing. It goes like this. It goes from a 5. It goes to a 6. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm confusing this. I am confusing this. Basically, you compare the strength and toughness of those values, right? And so if your strength is better, it's a 3 up. If your strength is double, it's a 2 up. If your strength is lower, it's a 4 up. No, it's a 5 up. And then if your strength is half of the toughness, then it's a 6. Yeah, you need there's a table for this. But don't worry, I'll walk you through. It's a very easy concept once you get it. Like a lot of things here. Alright, so let's go and move on to the wounds. The wounds are basically the HP. They represent how much vitality your unit has. They range from 1 to, I don't know, they go all the way up to like 32 or something. You have at work or working on or something. Basically, it's a hit point. If you lose a wound, if you bring your wounds down to 0, that means that the model is dead. Yeah, that's a straightforward one. Malice, do you have the board I gave you like a year ago that had the info? What do you mean? Are you talking about the strength and toughness one? Because I've been looking for that. I don't think I have that. Alright, so next up is the A. A is for attacks. A is the number of attacks specifically. This is to do with melee. More specifically, yeah, it is to do with melee. There is weapon profiles that have number of attacks for range, but that's a different layout for this stat block. When you have the attacks listed on there, that's generally for the melee, so it's going to be how many attacks they get. Now, it goes a little bit more in depth once you have like weapons and weapons. Sometimes weapons give you additional attacks, and you add them up, and you have special abilities that chain on and on. You would apply that to the base number here of attacks, so just keep that in mind.
Okay.
LD, leadership. A lot of people say that leadership doesn't really make sense in Warhammer 40k. I think it does. Leadership just determines how brave or how likely a unit is going to stay on the battlefield after like losses. In the game sense, basically this is the value that you're going to use to determine your leadership tests or your morale checks. We'll get to that part when we get there, but it's a very straightforward process to determine how that morale is going to work for you. And when we get to it, we will go in depth on that. The last value here on the profiles are going to be the SV, that is saves. That's going to be kind of similar to your weapon skill and ballista skill, right? Except it's going to determine if you can make a save. So if someone inflicts a wound on you, you're going to use this value to try to negate that wound. So for example, these Slaaneshi Deamons have a 6-up armor save. That means that if there was a wound inflicted, they would roll to see if their armor takes the hit. In this case, it would be a 6-up that they would have to roll. Now this value gets manipulated and modified with things called armor penetration. So sometimes you'll have a weapon that we'll also get into here shortly. Sometimes you'll have a weapon that has armor pen value on it, and so what you would do is you would take that armor pen and you would modify this save. So AP -1 would bring this up to a 7-up save, which means you would have to roll a 7-up, which you can't do on a D6, so that means you would not actually get an armor save. So that should make sense. There are things called invulnerable saves, which you get to take in the place of your armor saves, and invuln saves usually can't be modified. unless there's like a very specific ability that allows them to do so. You'll see a lot of demons actually have that kind of invuln. I believe they have it built into their profile.
Right. I was going to ask, because the demonic ability gives me a 5-up invuln.
Yes.
So do I choose one or the other, and once I roll it, that's it?
Yes, so yeah, like you could change, yeah, you could take it, but generally speaking, you're going to always want to take that invuln save because it's going to be more stronger than your actual armor save. That means you have a 5-up invuln save that you can make. So even if someone has the AP -1, you're still going to be able to take that 5-up invuln without it being modified.
I just wanted to let you know I made a little table next to my Tau for the strength and toughness.
No mercy, no respite!
Yes. Thank you for the follow, Dextrello. Yeah, so that's a really, yeah. The chart, there's a chart in the core rulebook that kind of allows you to quick reference that. Once you play enough, I promise you that this becomes second nature.
It's super simple seeming.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was way more complicated from just watching it, but like it's super simple.
It's not the worst, guys. It's actually, once you get used to it, it's not that bad.
The game rules themselves aren't complicated. It's the strategy where everything goes into. And wow, we have 1.7k versus 10k on the bets for demons to win. That's oof.
Let's take a look at that.
I believe.
Oh, you guys are betting, huh? It's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and move on to some more concepts here. Oh, we can take a look at the profiles just kind of to get acquainted. But if you don't get it now, that's fine, because when we get into the shooting phase, we'll walk ourselves through it, right? But I do want to just kind of get this out of the way so that I actually covered it. Let's actually go to a unit that has a ranged profile. Slaaneshi Deamons mostly don't, but let's go and take a look at what a broadside can bring. Yeah. All right, so why do you keep closing? Why do you keep closing?
I think when I press it, it's closing for you and opening for me.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm already watching the stream, so I'm just gonna look on your screen.
Cool. So here we have the smart missile system and the heavy rail rifle. These are the profiles for the ranged attacks. Now, you know, you're gonna have to look at your profiles here to figure out if they're like ranged weapons. But usually a ranged weapon is gonna have a range on it, or if it doesn't, it's gonna have a melee written there, which will determine that that's a melee weapon. So here we have two profiles. He has the smart missile system, which has a 30-inch range. That's what this right here means. It means that 30 inches this guy can shoot. So let's take a look at that radius.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's a lot of range, right?
that's a lot of damage.
Exact. Well, you know, it's a lot of range, right? So he can see anything.
No, it was just for the meme.
And so so next we see that this is a type. It has a type here, heavy 4. And so if we take a look at our Wahapedia, or our core rules, whatever you guys are looking at, I'm gonna open mine so that we can be on the same page. Are you 9th? This is in the core rules. Weapons, or abilities. One moment. Finding that. Profiles. I just want to reference this so I can drop it in chat so people can take a look at it as well. Be under heavy weapons, Here, range weapon types. So I'm gonna link this in chat so that you guys can also take a look at it. It very much determines what type of what your weapon does. So in this case, we see that heavy. When an infantry model shoots with a heavy weapon, subtract 1 from the hit rolls when resolving the weapon's attacks if the firing model's units have moved for any reason this turn. Made a normal move. So basically, if you move with this weapon, you're going to get a -1 to hit penalty. Now this really only applies to infantry. It doesn't really apply on the vehicles because vehicles have the big guns never tire. And that's also in the core rule, but we won't get so. So we know that heavy 4 means that heavy means that you get a -1 to hit if you move and shoot with the weapon. The 4 here determines the amount of attacks that you have. So if you shot with this smart missile system, it would be 4 attacks. Now notice if we look on the actual profile of the broadside, broadsides actually are able to take 2 smart missile systems. So 2 smart missile systems would actually end up being 8 attacks with the smart missile system. Because you add them up, right? One smart missile system does 4 attacks on a heavy 4 profile, but you have 2 arrays, basically. So that's going to be heavy 8.
That thing's shooting 10 shots at me every turn? Damn.
It's going to be shooting 8 shots at you, plus it's going to be shooting the heavy rail rifle. So that's heavy 4, and then it's going to have the strength. The next value here is the strength value, so that's going to determine how strong that attack is. Strength 5 is kind of, it's okay. And then there's that AP value that we're talking about, your armor pen as well. Notice that there's no AP on the smart missile systems, so that means that if your opponent takes them on the armor save, they're going to be able to do that 6-up armor save. They're probably going to take the invuln anyway. Better. Then D for damage. Right? So damage 1 would mean that if you inflict the wound, it's going to do 1 wound. Okay? And lastly, we have the abilities. For the smart missile system here, it says this weapon can be fired at units that are not visible to the bearer. Units attacked by this weapon do not get any bonus to their saving throws for being in cover. Right? We'll talk about cover here in just a moment. Have a good game, guys. I'm off to start a crusade with some buddies. Thanks a lot for Silent Bob. Hope you have a good one. Alright. So, yeah. That's how we're going to really be determining. Now, also, the broadside is equipped with the heavy rail rifle, which is a 60-inch cannon gun. It's heavy 2. Strength 8. AP -4, and does D6 damage. So you roll a D6 to determine how much damage if you inflict a wound. Alright, so then we have all the special abilities here. You have
just so you know, it's not on the stream screen.
What is
it just popped back up. The stuff you were just talking about. It's there now. I don't know what was going on. It wasn't there for some reason.
Okay, no problems. So, all right, with that being said, we did kind of an initial look at how the stat lines read. What are you basically looking at when it turns to your model's profile? There is something called the psychic phase, and the Slaaneshi Demon does actually have a psychic phase. He's got psychic powers. These are powers that you would choose when you're building your army. And we've already picked some for you. We've given them... This Keeper of Secrets has a smite and no smite by default. It has Cataphonic Choir and Delightful Agonies for the psychic powers. So, Those do special abilities. You would have to refer to your codex to see what those do, and also where what you can pick from there.
Cool.
More on psychic phase and more on psychic powers in the actual psychic phase. All right, so let's go ahead and actually get into the armies and see what we have. For the Slaaneshi player, we have a Keeper of Secrets. You guys know what this is about. This is a 14-inch movement beat stick, beefcake, beef. I hate this model. I played against this model against as Grey Knights, and I got decimated. And I just hate the model. I hate how it works. I hate everything about it.
That's
exactly what we like to
A1.
hear.
That's an A1 or A5 Wagyu beef right there.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
This model is really nasty. It's got a weapon skill of 2 up. Ballistic skill of 2 up. I don't even... Does it actually have a ranged weapon? Wow, the living whip is a ranged weapon.
I have the whip.
Okay. That's just... whatever. Has psychic powers. Let's take a look. This is the Warlord. Gonna be taking... Let's see... Quicksilver Swiftness. So this unit always fights first in the fight phase, even if they didn't charge. If the enemy has units that have charge or have a similar ability, then alternate choosing units to fight with, starting with a player whose turn is taking place. Okay, Mesmerizing Aura. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against this model, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Delicate Precision. When resolving an attack made by this model, reroll a wound roll of 1. The Mark of Excess. Add 1 to the bearer's attack characteristics. Add a further 1 each time this bearer slays a character or monster. So I guess it just stacks up. You kill something like a character, you permanently get a +1 to your attacks. Fatal Caress. Each time you make a wound roll of 6 for your Warlord in the fight phase, the target suffers a mortal wound in addition to other damage. So this thing is very mean. It has a lot of nasty things. Like it's pretty brutal in the melee combat. It's got 6 attacks. You're doing all kinds of things, and yeah, it's just a beat stick, and it's fast, very fast.
It's very fast. Hey Dextrello, I just wanted to remind you real quick. It's all for the greater good.
Yeah. There should be 2 units of 10 Demonets here. There's a missing Demonet in here. Don't worry, I got you. Got you. Let me load this back in. Here we go. Freshly loaded army. 2 units of 10, and these are Demonets. They're pretty fast at 7-inch movement. Toughness 3, so they're not particularly what's the word? Tough, tanky. They're really easy to shoot. They only have 1 wound each, and they have a 6-up armor save with a 5-up invuln. They do have nasty abilities, as all Slaaneshi models do. Graceful Killers will not actually work here because they're a unit of 10 models. Quicksilver Swiftness allows them to attack first, the fight phase, and that's pretty much it. Piercing Claws, when resolving an attack made with this one on the rules. Okay, so basically 6s deal AP -4, so that's pretty interesting. So kind of you don't want to be in melee combat, especially if you're Tau.
Yeah. This is the worst.
The rules for fight first and fight last have changed since those abilities were written, so you'll have to figure out what to do each fight phase. I would assume that the Slaaneshi player fights first if they haven't charged, instead of the Tau. Alright. Next
I don't think the Tau are going to be charging me.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Something just tells me.
Hey, you know what? Unorthodox play. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
The best Tau players get into melee combat.
Remember that. Truly. Legendary Tau players. Oh, why? Is it because the best Tau players are dead Tau players?
Ooh.
Not necessarily.
Trying to find the... No, that's not...
One moment.
Gosh, the way they organize this... Ah, there they are.
Sorry. Okay, so continuing on from where we left off here on these units. Next up, we're going to take a look at these fiends. Now, this is one unit of fiends here, followed up with the Blissbringer. 14 inches of movement, because that's just what we need on a big body.
The litany of deployment has been made, brother.
These have 4 wounds each. Thank you very much for the follow, Nakim. Nakim? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Sorry, let me put this down. Okay, so we have the weapon skill of 3 up, strength and toughness of 4, which is actually kind of surprising. 6 up armor save, but that doesn't matter because 5 up invuln. Alright, Disruptive Song. When a psychic test is taken for a model within 12 inches of any enemy models with this ability, subtract 1 from the total. So I guess this right here is to kind of negate a little bit on the psychic phase there. Unfortunately, it's not a good take against Tau because Tau don't have a psychic phase.
Okay.
Saporic Musk. Units within 1 inch of enemy models with this ability cannot fall back unless they have fly. So that's very nasty. Once these guys get into melee combat, or not even in melee combat, they just need to be within 1 inch of any enemy. Actually, that is actually melee combat. They cannot fall back. So that means, I mean, I wasn't even aware of this ability. I didn't even know that this actually existed. But there you have it, folks. Once you get in melee with this, you cannot fall back.
No
So
choice.
Units that don't have fly, I can see his shield drones are kind of hovering. How do I know which of his units have fly?
They don't like have the actual
Forward to
ability
victory.
to fly. Like it would have it. Oh wait, no, keywords fly. I'm looking at the stat sheet. Keywords fly.
Yeah.
So drones can escape combat actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's it.
The most useless drone because it's a shield drone. Okay.
So, okay, let me look at the profile again.
It looks like the battle suits also have fly, so I won't be able to tie them down.
Oh, I do?
Alright, so, and then they have the Quicksilver Swiftness, so that means that they're going to be fighting first in the fight phase. Yeah. So, yeah, kind of a beat stick. Dissecting Claws is a strength user strength. So, a strength 4, each time you make a wound roll of 6, resolve with an AP -4 instead of 1. Model can only make a single attack with this weapon each time it fights with the vicious barbed tails. You know, not the worst. You know, strength 4. That's actually quite tame, but you know, it's still nasty. You don't want to get in combat with it. And I can imagine that this is all just going to be running into Tau as best as it can for this game, and so that's classic stuff. Next up, let's go over to the Tau. Everybody's here for the Tau, right?
Yeah.
How many Tau players do we have in chat? We have any? We have 1.
I hope. For the greater good, brothers. Support. Woohoo. Wait, how many? The Tau aren't real? Oh, Tau players definitely aren't real. They don't exist, I swear.
Nobody plays Tau in 9th.
This is just a collective hallucination between 56 people.
Exactly. So, let's go over this unit. We have the commander, and by the way, this is a Farsight Enclave. Farsight Enclave is what? What do they get? They get something. Forget what they get. Farsight Enclave. They do something in close range. I think they get to. I'm here, Malice. I'm at work, so I dropped by to drop a follow, and I'll watch the VOD later tonight. I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. He did not say that. I just wanted to say that I just joined the Discord not too long ago, and all the work you all have done with the modding and the community is just incredible. Thank you so much for being so welcoming, and I'm excited for all the fun I get to have in the future. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks a lot. That's very sweet of you, Big Time 160. I hope that you have a great day as well. And yes, that VOD will be up for you to check out later. Alright. So the Commander and XV8, this one is actually kind of kitted out. There's a lot of stuff here to read, right?
Yeah.
Master of War. So this is, so basically once per battle, at the start of your turn, you can declare Monka or Ka Young. Alright, so if you declare Ka Young, let's see, at the start of your movement phase, you can select a friendly sept unit within 6 inches of that unit. Until the end of that turn, the selected units cannot move for any reason, but when resolving an attack made by a model in those units, you can reroll the hit roll. So basically, you declare Monka on a unit, that unit can't move, but you get to reroll your hits, which is kind of really
crazy.
Good
if you
for...
choose a big boy with many guns.
Exactly. I'm Viper in the Discord if anyone wants to play sometimes. I'd love to get better at the game and learn everything it has to offer. See you around. Will do, Big Time. The next thing we have is the Monka. Let's see. To start your movement, you can select any friendly sept unit within 6 inches of that unit until the end of the turn. The selected units can shoot as if they didn't move this turn. Unless stated otherwise, you can only use the Master of War ability once per battle, irrespective of how many. Yeah. So
the Tau, the codex for the Tau says the Far Side Enclave reroll wound rolls of 1 for any model within 6 inches of the firing model.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. I think that's the ability. So if you so happen to be close enough for that ability, you'll be benefiting quite largely from that.
Yeah.
Now this particular XV8 has an advanced targeting systems. So a model equipped with an advanced targeting system increases the AP characteristics of all of its weapons by 1. So all of the weapons that the XV8 has will have an additional AP -1. So his missile pods will be AP -2. His plasma rifle will be AP -4. And his Cyclone Ion Blaster will be AP -2. So fairly strong, and I think it's always a pickup for the XV8s. Also, this makes it a little more interesting. This XV8 is actually in the Iridium Battlesuit. As you can see here, a model equipped with an XV8-02 Iridium Crisis Battlesuit increases its save characteristics to 2. I'm getting tongue-tied today. So, this particular battlesuit has a 2-up armor save because of the fact that it's in the XV8-02 Iridium Battlesuit. Sorry.
It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of letters and numbers.
XV8-02 is yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
it means it's a very tanky boy.
Yeah.
Tankier.
I have to go now, but I'll be back soon. Well, I hope to see you soon, Diamond Boots. All right, so next up, he has the shield drones. All these boys have kind of their shield drones, so they are in a unit with 2 shield drones. So not only your XV8, but your broadside as well will have access to the shield drones. If you guys are not very familiar with how the shield drones work, there's savior protocols that can be taken. Savior protocols. Where's the savior protocols? Is it not?
I just read it. So if you're within 3 inches of a friendly unit that's getting fired upon, then you can instead take the mortal wound on the the drone instead,
Right.
which it only has one.
So on a 2-up, so basically how that works is when you take a... Is it a wound per se? It's a wound or... yeah, it's a wound, I think.
Yeah.
You take it, you roll a d6. On a 2-up, your shield drone will take it. And then from there, your shield drone can kind of roll a invuln for that wound. And then if it goes through, it has some feel no pains.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's a very powerful ability. However, it's not as good as it used to be. Before, everybody was bringing lots and lots of shield drones so that they could just kind of abuse the ability of protecting and just kind of artificially giving durability to their shooting units. And so what you had was like 15 shield drones per one unit of shooty boys, and then you would never see those shooty boys dying because the shield drones would just hide in the back and just take savior protocols. But here,
but they limited that, didn't they, for the drone support, like how many you can have?
Well, it was the way that they nerfed it, that they limited it. It was basically a point increase, as far as I remember, as I recall. They made them vastly more expensive, and so it's not so efficient to bring them.
Okay.
So anyway, that's the XV8 Crisis Battlesuit. Okay, there. So Black Temp is actually correcting me. Savior protocols basically roll a d6 on a 2-up. The drone takes the hit, and then go on to a drone's feel no pain roll and hope for a 5+. So it's a 5-up feel no pain, which is actually kind of good. So next up, we have 2 units of breachers. These breachers have the upgrade for the let me see. Okay, so yeah, they're breachers, so that they have these they have the 3 profiles here: long range, medium range, close range. They all do something here. They have photon grenades, and they all have a chasseway, whatever. And he's got a marker light with his pulse blaster. So, obviously these are the kind of auto include for Tau right now. They are vastly utilized just because they can kind of shotgun their way onto objectives and, yeah, become as shooty as possible.
They're expendable for the greater good.
They're also expendable, of course, as any Tau is. Next up, we're going to go to the broadside. So if you guys are familiar with Tau, you're always going to see kind of a broadside. We did kind of talk about what these guys do. They have the 2x smart missile systems, so they're going to be shooting 8 shots at their their strength 5 shots at 30-inch range and can ignore line of sight. They're going to be kind of shooting throughout the game without having any line of sight requirements. And then of course they have their heavy Harel rifles, which are quite devastating if you can get a hit in, but it's a very tall order when you have a 4-up ballistic skill. That's this right here. So
marker lights can help with that, right?
Marker lights can help with that, and as I kind of mentioned before, the Fire Warrior chasseways are equipped with the marker lights, so that's 36-inch range gun. If you shoot and hit with it successfully, you can then hit a target with the marker light. And what the Tau player is hoping for is that first marker light to get the rerolls of 1. And that's really how the Tau player is going to kind of try to use that.
Damage control. For the melee damage that's coming in inevitably.
There are stratagems, and we are allowing the stratagems if you guys have access to them. Don't expect me to know your stratagems because I haven't played in quite a bit, and I don't actually have those open on the moment. But if you do find a stratagem that you're going to need and that you would like to use, you can go ahead and use that stratagem. I'm sure that you guys are going to be happy to do that. All right, so... yeah. Did I go over the concept of units? Are you guys familiar with the concept of units?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a group of guys that need to stay mostly near each other.
Yeah, so units can be a range of just one model or several models. Usually in your army composition, you'll actually know what's going on. So for example, in this commander in the Crisis Battlesuit has the two shield drones, and that's one unit right there. And then over here for the broadsides, these are separate, and these are one unit. And so these fire warriors here are also one unit, separate.
Malice,
So-
you want me to shoot you a quick DM with a list of like the common stratagems for those armies?
Sure. Or you can drop it in chat. Drop it in chat for me, or you can hit them up with it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll send one to each of them.
I have my codex.
He's got his codex.
It's in my hand.
All right, same thing
I got
over
the
here.
amazing website wahapedia.ru.
Hey.
Keeper of Secrets is his own unit. These 10-man squads of Demonets are one unit each, and then this 3-man squad of Fiends are one unit. All right. So, okay, we can go ahead and we can just kind of start actually getting into this game. I know that there was a lot of explaining that was needing to be done. Let me see if I can fix that dice tray for you guys, because I do see that it is having some issues on stream. Let me see if we can make it so that it doesn't look so ugly. I actually had this fixed. Let me get some dice on here. Just want to make sure that I have this so that people can see it.
Ooh, that's some bad clipping.
Yeah, I don't even... It's got something to do with the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
Alright, that seems to have fixed it. Alright. We are trying to do our best to increase the quality of the stream, so that's something we're always looking out for. So, let's go ahead and determine this battle here. So I'm going to go back to the core rules so that, you know, people who don't know how we can determine this, let's find out here. Data sheets. Starts with basic rules. Match play. Alright, so we've already selected our battle size to be at 500 points. This is a 500 point. Apparently, and according to GW, this is supposed to this is supposed to only be 1 hour. So let's see if we can hit that. We're gonna muster our armies, which we have already done. As you can see, both armies are at the ready. Next, we're going to go ahead and determine the mission. So we're gonna roll a d6, and then we're gonna divide the result of this since we're using the Eternal War mission pack. We roll a d6. I'll go ahead and roll that. I'll do the honors. There we go. So it's a 3. So we divide that result, and then that's going to be kind of our result. So a 3 is a 3 and a 4. So that means that we're going to be playing Outriders. Go. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and determine deployment type.
Oh, yo, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Does deployment type mean?
This is actually where you would actually select your secondary objectives. In this game, I've already selected your secondary objectives for you. Each of you guys are going to be running Engage on all fronts, Slay the Warlord, and Investigate sites. So really quickly, let's go over how this interfaces with the game. In your games, you will have your primary objectives, you'll have your mission pack, and you'll have your secondaries. So your mission pack is going to determine how you score. In this case, we have hold 1, hold 2, and hold more. If you do that in any of the battle rounds, starting from battle round 2, you'll actually score yourself 5 victory points. What they actually do is they give you 10 victory points if your army is painted. So everybody starts with 10 points. So that's a thing, guys. I shrug.
It's an actual rule.
That's an actual rule. So we both players are going to start off with 10 victory points, and then they're going to try to play around the objectives. Let's go ahead and do a little quick thing. What is an objective and how do you capture it? An objective is one of these markers here on the game. You'll see them, they'll be scattered around. The game type will determine where these objectives are actually placed. In this case, Outriders will have 4 objectives placed like so. Is there one underneath there as well?
Yeah. Yes, inside the boxes. Some nice cover for me. Against an army that doesn't shoot, it's the best.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. There's an objective in there.
Do we just stand on the hill to get it?
Well, you have to do 3 inches out from the edge of the objective markers. So 3 inches.
Okay.
Is it the edge or is it the center, guys? Can you guys refresh me on that? I think it was the edge of the objective marker.
What are you trying to figure out, sorry?
The radius for objectives.
It's 3 inches. So if you just hit 2 on it, you'll see. Just hit 2 on the token, and it'll display it for you.
1 second. I need to get this thing out.
Cool.
Move it or something.
You could just use the control on the top of the map near the scorecards to lift up the objectives, then you could just unlock it.
Yeah, he's right.
That's probably easier.
Is it working?
Oh, that's moving the placement.
You want to use that one. That'll lift them. Or no, sorry, you gotta use the one on the right side, not the left side.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I'm watching through the stream right now, so I'm on a delay.
All right, so yeah, if you hit numpad 2, it'll open it up, and that does appear to be the objective edge, by the way. Inches. Yeah, so I think it does. Okay, so yeah, as long as you are within, and it's very important, it can be any model that holds an objective. However, there's a little rule on pretty much most of the armies called objective secured. If you're standing on top of that with your models and an opponent is also on the same objective, if they don't have objective secure and you have objective secure, you are considered holding the objective. So objective secured is kind of a very important concept. Don't worry too much about it. We'll go through that when we get there. Let's see, savior protocols. Okay, we've already kind of... You think people show up and win with unpainted armies just to flex? I don't think there's people like that. I don't think so.
I wholeheartedly do, because there has to be people who are like dummy competitive about stuff like that. Like they're really petty about it, I'm sure.
Didn't one guy win even though they detracted his points by 10 afterwards because one of his minis wasn't based? Something like that. I couldn't imagine someone
There was a guy who won a tournament with Custodes with 3D printed models that weren't based or painted.
That's interesting. So anyway, that's the objectives there, and then on every turn you're going to have an opportunity to score those, although the scoring doesn't happen until after battle round 1. So battle round 2 is when you will actually be able to start scoring points for that. If you mouse over here on the score sheet, you guys on the TTS side will actually be using this. This is the FTC community map. You'll be having this sheet. It comes with the base map, so use this to help keep track. Otherwise, you can use an application or something to keep track of these. Anyway, hold 1, hold 2, and hold more are the primary objectives. Holding 1 is holding 1 objective, obviously. Holding 2 is holding 2 objectives, and then holding more means that if you hold more objectives than your opponent, then you get the last 5 points on that primary. So you can score up to 15 depending on how many objectives you're holding. And then lastly, we can get into the secondary objectives. Secondary objectives have kind of a bunch of different conditions here. We'll go over the ones we have selected. We got the engage on all fronts. Let me show the quarter edges here. We actually have to start the game. So basically, how this works for engage on all fronts.
I just DM'd you a list of stratagems. You can give those to the players.
Okay, so you divide the map up into 4 quarters, like so. You guys can see that, right? Let me center that a little bit for you. Zoom in.
Yep.
All right, so 4 quarters, like so. If you are, it's got to be outside of the 6 inches of the center. If your unit is standing in 3 quarters, you will score 3 victory points for that turn. If it's 4, you will score 4 victory points for that turn. And you do that until you max it out. So the max, I believe, is what, 12 for this one? I think it's 12. Nope, it's 15. If you mouse over it, it'll explain it. So score 2 victory points at the end of the turn if you have 1 or more units from your army wholly within 3 different table quarters, and those units are all more than 6 inches from the center of the battlefield. Score 3 victory points instead of if you have 1 or more units from your army wholly within each table quarter, and those units are all more than 6 inches from the center of the battlefield. So I actually have my points mixed up there a little bit. It's 2 for 3 quarters and 3 victory points for 4 quarters. So you're gonna have to really, that's going to be a source of additional victory points for our players here. This is a very interesting pickup for when you're playing your more competitive games. This is always kind of like something that you may want to consider, especially if you have very mobile army units or if you have anything in reserves. The next one that I have selected for the players here is Slay the Warlord. Score 6 victory points at the end of the battle if the enemy Warlord is destroyed. So kill the Warlord if you can, and you'll score 6 additional victory points. And then last but not least, I actually put this one here. I'll read this explanation for you guys. It says score 3 victory points each time a unit from your army successfully completes the following action. Investigate sites. 1 infantry, excluding characters from your army, can start to perform this action at the end of your movement phase if it is within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield and no enemy units, excluding aircraft, are within 6 inches of the battlefield. This action is completed at the end of your turn. So essentially what it's saying there is if you're in the center of the board, you can perform an action called Investigate Sites.
Cool.
And then, but it has to be clear. The center has to be clear to be able to perform that action. So that's going to be a high contention point. This is a 500 point battle, Elric. So both of you guys have that. So keep those in mind for your secondary objectives. This will actually, these are going to make or break your game. All right, so let's go ahead and determine that deployment type. We're going to roll 1d6. Gonna be a 2. Oh wait, I'm sorry. And you can really tell that I haven't played in a while. Okay, so this is gonna be the deployment type. So the next thing we have to do is we're gonna have a roll off.
Right.
This is where we start to roll some dice for the players. There you go. Nice blue dice for you. Let's start this roll off here. Whoever wins this roll off will be determining who the attacker and defender is.
Oh, that's just rude.
Slaanesh is on my side.
Of course.
Okay. So now Slaanesh gets to determine if they're going to be the attacker or the defender. If you're the defender, Determine. Okay, the roll. Okay, who deploys first here? Defender. Defender now selects one. Okay, so are you going to be the attacker or the defender? If you're the defender, you get to select your deployment zone and.
So the attacker will be the the player who takes the first turn.
No, that's determined entirely differently by. That's determined by another dice roll. Right now, we're determining who's going to deploy first.
All right, then I will have him deploy first.
Okay. So that means that the defender is going to be deploying first. And so now Tau will be able to deploy his first unit. This is also the time where you would declare any strategic reserves and transports. Nobody's brought that, so no, we're not really gonna go over it too much. But it is in the core rulebook.
Okay. So am I doing one unit at a time or like just full board?
One unit per time. And then you guys are gonna alternate. Defender selects table side, but has to deploy first, as far as I remember. Oh, I think we're on the same page there. Atox.
Oh.
So let's go.
Do you also put your shield drones too?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Your shield drones are part of your units.
Okay, cool.
So if you deploy a unit, it has to be with the shield drones as well.
Okay.
And now I deploy one?
Yep. Now you're going to be deploying the next unit.
No mercy, no respite!
Some Demonets.
Thanks for following Owen MK Venner. OAN_MK Venner. Thank you. Can you explain a little strategy when it comes to deployment? Okay, so there's these armies operate in very different ways. It's very apparent. Slaaneshi Deamons want to get into melee combat as quickly as possible. And so what you're probably going to be seeing from our player here is that they will be trying to deploy as close to his opponent as possible. He wants to really utilize the quicker movement to try to get into melee combat, where his units can actually utilize all his special rules. Tau, on the other hand, are going to be kind of the defenders. They're going to want to utilize the terrain here, which we haven't actually talked about yet.
Question for you, can I deploy onto terrain like that?
Yes, you can. However, keep in mind that every terrain is special and has a list of traits that it has. Okay, fine. I'll go find this in the rulebook so you guys can also follow along.
It's actually at the top of the thing.
Is it?
Right up here. The terrain feature tokens.
Oh, right. So
Right above that.
it has a kind of breakdown of it there. So this one is gonna. So these woods right here, they are area terrain. They have dense cover. They're breachable. They're defensible, and they're also difficult ground. Is that terrain? Kind of important to reference what we're talking about here. Is it under advanced rules? Yes, it is. Terrain features. I'm going to link this in chat so that people can also reference what we're talking about here. So yeah. So let's go ahead and go over these terrain traits really quick. Area terrain. Area terrain can include ruins, woods, craters, and other terrain features that the models can move into and through. Each time an area terrain feature is set up on the battlefield, both players must agree upon the footprint of that terrain feature. That is the boundary of the terrain feature. Since we've already kind of determined and, I've already decided, these are the footprints, so we're not really paying attention to that. let's actually skip into the things that matter here. Let's go to the list of things here. So dense cover. What does that mean? Dense cover. If this terrain feature is at least 3 inches in height, which it is, then subtract 1 from hit rolls when resolving an attack with a ranged weapon, unless you can draw a straight line of 1 millimeter in thickness to every part of at least one model's base or hull in the target unit from a single point of the attacking model's base. Alright, so basically you will get kind of like the benefit of heavy, this -1 to hit. However, it's also breachable. Infantry, beasts, and swarm units can move through the walls, girders, and chains and foliage of this terrain without any impediment. Let's see those keywords. Keeper Secrets is monster, character. Huh.
So she can't move through breachable terrain?
I don't think so, unless chat can correct me on that one. Has monster keyword. Does it have monstrous?
It is a monster.
So I don't actually think that they can move through that terrain. So
Okay.
cannot move that big model through that terrain because of the breachable keyword. And then also it has something called defensible and difficult ground. Difficult ground, if a unit makes a normal move, advances or fallbacks, and any of its models wish to move over any part of this terrain feature, subtract 2 inches from the move characteristics of every model in that unit to a minimum of 0, even if every part of the terrain is 1 inch or less in height. The unit declares a charge and any of its models wish to move over any part of this terrain feature as part of its subsequent charge move. Subtract 2 from that. So basically -2 to movement for whenever you're trying to get through there. And then defensible means go down. Cover, obscuring, defense line. Maybe it's defense line. See those positions, light cover, heavy cover.
Defensible is the first one in the terrain traits.
Oh, I could. Alright. If every model in an infantry unit is on or in an area terrain feature with this trait, then it can either hold steady or it can set to defend. Let's see. If every model in the unit is within 3 inches of an obstacle terrain feature with this trait, then it can hold steady or it can set to defend. When an enemy unit declares a charge against it, where you draw a straight line 1 millimeter in thickness between the closest part of the bases or the holes of the 2 closest models in the 2 units, that line would pass over through. A unit cannot hold steady or set to defend while it's in engagement range. If a unit holds steady, any overwatch made by that unit this phase will score a hit on rolls of 5s. Unit set to defend, it cannot fire overwatch, but you can add 1 to hit rolls when resolving attacks made with melee weapons by models in that unit until the end of the next phase. So, too long didn't read? You can set to defend, or you can hold steady. Hold steady allows you to overwatch on 5-ups or better. If you set to defend, don't get to fire overwatch, but you get to add 1 to hit rolls when you resolve your attacks made with melee weapons. So 2 options there when you're within that terrain feature there. Just wanting to give you guys a Jesus Christ, sorry. Heads up to people who are trying to message me right now. I'm actually streaming, so I see a lot of those pings going off. I'm not going to be able to see your messages unless you're actually in here and you talk to me. Sorry. Alright, so with those things in mind, tactically speaking, you know, your Tau are really gonna have to. I don't actually know what Tau do here.
Yeah, no, I sort of have a plan of action, but it'll all come down to the heart of the cards.
It is up to you to do your next unit.
Yep.
Oh,
so we're gonna be variating the deployment then.
Gonna get these Demonets.
Aggressively, I don't know if this Keeper of Secrets is very balanced at this 500-point game.
Is she like too big? There are no threats that can really take her, or?
I don't know, because the broadsides have the rail rifles, so you know there is a chance that they could kill your Keeper if they roll really hot.
And also, like, completely focus.
Strength 8, AP -4, D6. You'll get your 5 up. But, you know, each one of these broadsides has the potential to do about 12 damage. Not to say that it's likely. I'm just saying that there's a potential chance that each of these broadsides, they have the capability of doing 12 damage per broadside.
It would be 14, because with 6s it also does a wound for the ability.
Oh yeah,
right?
rail rifles, right? Rail rifles deal additional mortal wounds, so.
Alright, we have all of our units done. It's crazy.
So, okay, so now that all that's said and done, I think we can go ahead to the next step of this game. And we can go ahead and determine who's going to go first. Do you have all your models, by the way? There's a model back up here. It's a Luris.
Yeah, all the units have 10. I don't know where it came from.
Interesting. Oh, we'll just leave that back there. All right. So now you guys are going to have to do one more roll off. I was shocked to see a Keeper in a 500-point list for newer players.
Of course.
So, okay, looks like Slaaneshi is going first.
Slaanesh is going first.
Okay.
Glorious.
Slaanesh, are you red or blue? Red?
I am red.
Alright, then we would hit the start game, and now we would proceed to our command phase. Now, we are using stratagems this game. At the beginning of the command phase, both start off with 3. And you gain one command point at the beginning of the command phase. So
cool.
Let me go ahead and this camera here. And let me also take off this annoying bit at the top. Now you guys can see what's happening.
Awesome. So, command phase, I don't do anything, we just progress to the next one, right?
Yeah, if you don't have any command abilities or anything to resolve in your command phase, you'd actually go to the next phase, which would actually be the psychic phase.
Movement phase.
Is it the movement phase or the psychic phase?
The game is saying movement.
Okay, it's movement. Movement phase. My bad, guys. Movement phase.
Hell yeah. So,
Awesome.
With movement, you can move and then you can also advance. Do you have to declare that before you move your models, or can you do it after you move?
So the rules kind of specify that your advance has to be declared. Let me see here. In advancing, you want to see advance. When a unit makes an advance, make an advance roll for the unit by rolling a 1d6. When a unit makes a normal move, each model in the unit since so it doesn't actually really specify. So I guess you could move first and then declare your advance, just as long as you resolve that first, you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. So I am going to I'll just declare that the keeper is going to advance. So I roll 1d6 and we get a 1. Okay. So I get 1 additional point of movement. I have a movement of 14 inches, so that's now a movement of 15. Moving around this terrain, does my entire model have to be like outside of it? Or do I just have to like make that line not go through the terrain?
Okay, so for a big model like this, there's some things that you have to keep in account. Now, remember that the woods right here can't have your monstrous inside of it.
Shit.
Right,
Okay.
so he would be having to be just kind of like outside right here.
Perfect.
Next thing you would have to do is kind of account for the distance that you move. So you can't just do it like this. It would have to be, you have to measure it like, moving up 7 inches or 8 inches, and then, pivot, move that way. That way you get an accurate measurement.
Right. So the entire model has to be going outside in a straight line, and then you can like do it in little line segments.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. So she has a movement of 15, so we'll make it an even 10 right here. And then we'll move 5 inches this way.
Okay, Haytox corrects me. He says the keeper can absolutely be in the woods. The only thing breachable does is if you play the trees as actual physical objects, then infantry would ignore them. But it says specifically on the breachable that it has to be infantry keyword.
So how do we want to rule this? Because otherwise I'll probably move closer to my guys. That way they can also advance.
I'm gonna rule this as chat because I am very rusty on my rules here. So if they're saying that it can be done, then we'll correct ourselves later. That's fine. Ultimately, I just want to make sure that you guys know the real rules, not my rusty ass rules that I kind of sort of remember. Like I want to make sure that you're playing correctly. Also, Haytox does point out that you would still actually suffer a -2 on that movement because you move your model over that terrain feature, right?
Got it. So can I have her start more in the woods and do a 13 movement instead of 15?
Yes.
Awesome. So we're just going to put, because ideally I want her to be as close to my other people as possible so they can also get the
bonuses and stuff.
Aura.
Okay.
Yeah. So, since they're all in the aura now, so then I would rather start with them, that way they can get the advance and charge. But I already started with Keeper, so I'll do it with the Keeper then.
To do the advance, or what are we speaking about here, more specifically?
So, the Keeper, the Slaanesh ability, I think it's Locus of Swiftness or something. It's anybody within 6 inches of the Keeper of Secrets can advance and charge.
Okay.
Does that check at the beginning of the movement phase or at the end of the movement phase?
It would be if they were within the 6 inches. At the end of the movement.
At the end of the movement phase. Okay.
Yeah, you have to be within 6 at the start of the charge phase, right? So, as long for example, you move your Keeper here and your unit moved out here, right? They would not be within 6 inches, and so they would not be able to.
It only matters where they end up.
Yes. So one thing you can kind of do to kind of mitigate that is by just leaving like one model within 6, and that would count for the rest of the models, the rest of the unit.
Awesome.
You can do it like that as well.
Cool. So my Keeper will move 13 inches. So now we are kind of just in the middle. And so we're gonna say hi to these Pathfinders and make them very scared of us. Alright.
Okay,
So
aggressive. We have to have a talk. We have
Okay,
to have a
talk.
talk. It is not okay to bring Keeper Secrets to a 500-point game. Sorry, I gotta keep it interesting, guys. We have to have a talk. So if you touch the other woods,
Tau.
if you touch the other woods, you get another -2 to hit. I'm sorry,
Okay, so
-2 to movement. So you
I'll go
want to
like
stop
that.
Yeah, you want to stop just short of it. So thanks for pointing that out. Ming, are you seeing this? I wasn't sure what other HQ to bring. I don't know. You could have brought like any other HQ. Anything that's
so
not. You could have brought Demon Prince.
That's my keeper. So now I'm gonna roll the advance for the blue Demonet.
Okay, so he's going to be advancing for his blue squad. They are going to be suffering a -2 to their movement because they are in that woods. So let's see what kind
So I rolled
of
a 4.
advance.
So they've got a total of 11. -2 is a 9. So we're gonna move them up 9 inches.
I thought they didn't get -2 to movement since they're infantry.
They do because it's difficult ground.
Oh, okay.
Yes, difficult ground.
Awesome.
Even if they are infantry, you're going to suffer that -2 to the movement.
So I am actually going to go this way because they can't really make a charge from behind the keeper anyway. So we're not really super worried about that. Now the red Demonets are going to start going the other way. Get a 5. They don't have to deal with that woods hampering them. So
Absolutely.
we have a total of 12 inches of movement for them. Is there an easy way to select just them and not the fiends?
You would just really draw a selection over the boys here. I would do it like this.
Yeah.
At an angle.
We've got 12 inches.
Now for these boys, they have the infantry keyword, and this ruin has breachable, so that means that they can kind of just Kool-Aid man it.
Oh, cool.
And ignore it. Completely.
Awesome.
They just parkour through the windows.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Pretty hardcore, honestly.
So, the one thing I am scared of is getting shot to hell out in the open. So,
Okay.
I think we are gonna try and stay a little bit further away.
Well, if you move
And
that way, you might get a penalty. Because maybe not. Maybe not. It is.
Yeah,
they are small enough to actually fit. So never mind me.
if I'm on top of the ruins, then do they get the cover?
If they're in the ruins, do they get the cover bonus? Defensive obscuring, like cover. Chat. How does second floors interact with the rules? Can you remind me? Moving up costs movement. Yeah.
I got movement to spare. That's okay.
The story is usually 3 inches, as far as I know. Don't make it more complicated. We're gonna make it complicated, brother. We're gonna make
I gotta
it
learn all the
complicated.
complicated rules.
When this happens, just hit escape while you're holding it. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're gonna get the cover bonuses if they're on that second floor.
Okay. So I've got my 3D ruler now. That way it accounts for scaling. And we can kind of go here. Oh no!
Well, basically, how you would measure this is you would measure up to the building feature. So they were here. That's going to be about 4 inches. And then you go 3 inches up. So 7 inches to get up here. And then if you want to move them up over here, you can move them an additional, however many inches that you have remaining. Hitting
Sure.
R while holding a model will raise it up.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. So I'm just going
It's a little finicky.
It doesn't help too. It doesn't help too much, apparently. He decided he was taking a nap for the day. He's clocking off.
A full day of torturing heathens and enjoying myself makes a demonet very tired.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So now we are going to do those fiends. Those fiends have 14 inches of movement. Jesus Christ. And then I roll a 6. So we move in 20 inches, boys. We get minus.
When the newbie says, Jesus Christ, 14 inches of movement, you know you've gone too far.
You know we're having a good time.
You've gone too far.
So the fiends are gonna make their way up. We cross that difficult terrain, so we only get 18 inches. So we'll go 15 inches, or 15.2 that way, and we've got 2.8 left. We gotta get all of them. We are making our way downtown.
How is everyone enjoying that interface, by the way? I mean, we're actually, I have to update it here. We're playing, what are we playing again? Outriders.
Warhammer? Oh, yeah.
Warhammer?
I got real confused. It's like, what do you mean, what are you playing?
We're playing Outriders.
So, now that is the end of the movement phase for me.
Okay.
Psychic phase.
Alright.
My Keeper Secrets has 2 psychic abilities. The first is, I gotta press a button to figure it out. But I've got Smite, which I've got Cacophonic Choir. So that is what I'm gonna do. So I rolled 2 dice to manifest it, and it has a warp charge of 6. So I gotta get a 6 or more. So I'm just gonna roll these 2. And I get an 8, so I do manifest it.
Yep.
And that means that those unit of breachers that is within 18 inches of the Psyker Invisible suffers a mortal wound for each point that the total exceeds their highest leadership characteristic.
So, 1? No, wait. What? I have no idea how psych works.
Okay,
So you've got a leadership of 7 on your Shasui. I rolled an 8, so you take 1 mortal wound.
yeah. So,
Great. Awesome. And I get to choose which one dies?
exactly.
Be gone.
So he's able to use that psychic. Now, just for anybody who isn't very familiar with the psychic phase is very simple and straightforward. Your models, your units have psychic powers. You try to manifest them by casting them. You roll 2d6, and if the result of your 2d6 exceeds or equals the warp charge cost, the psychic ability goes off. Now, if you double 1s or double 6s, you perils. If you double 1s, it fails, and you take D3 mortal wounds. Double 6s, it succeeds, but you also take D3 mortal wounds. They have to roll 2d6s after casting.
So should I roll another 2, or?
Let's look at the psychic power. I think that maybe that's what he's referring to. All right, so.
Oh shit.
All right, it says if manifested, roll 2d6, adding 2 to the result if the psychic test was more than 10. So roll 2d6.
So I got.
If manifested, so you actually have to manifest it first, and then you roll 2d6, adding 2 to the result.
Feel the might
If
of the
your
righteous.
psychic test was more than 10. So you manifested with an 8, so now you roll 2d6. The closest enemy unit that is within 18 inches of the psyker
Forward to victory.
suffers a mortal wound for each. So
So actually, he doesn't die.
So yeah, you don't actually kill anything.
All right.
He's not adding 2 to the roll. Thank you for following 2Js, and thank you for following Berserker Ani. Berserker Karen, sorry.
So now I'm going to try and cast Delightful Agonies on a warp charge of 5 on my Keeper of Secrets, and I get a 5. So she gets a 6 up Feel No Pain. So after she fails an Invuln save, I'll roll a d6 for every wound that she lost, and on a 6 she doesn't lose it.
Okay, so she now has a Feel No Pain on top of the Invuln, so we'll make sure that we mark that. You want to grab a counter from over the thing here, and maybe we can kind of make sure that we are going to be taking account. We don't have an Invuln counter, so just grab a plus one
save, because it's not going to...
Yeah, that's fine.
Put her over there. So that is my psychic phase, and now it is the shooting phase. So my Keeper of Secrets has a living whip. I don't even want to think about what that is. So
it's definitely
something Slaaneshi. So you are within 6 inches of me, so I can shoot you with my whip. And it is an assault 6 attack, so I get -1 because I...
The litany of deployment has been made, brother.
Threat level Midnight, thank you so much for following, brother. Alright, so yeah, that is a living whip. Assault 6, so that means that he's able to actually shoot. Assault weapons allow you to shoot. Is it a -1 penalty on that? I can't...
Assault. Advance.
Is it advanced? Let's take a look at that assault special rule. Quick. Okay, assault. If a unit includes any model equipped with an assault weapon, that unit is still eligible to shoot with in your shooting phase, even if it advances this turn. You can only resolve attacks using assault weapons when you select that unit to shoot with. The model shoots an assault weapon in the same turn in which it advances. Subtract 1 from hit rolls when resolving that weapon's attack. So these are getting that -1 to hit penalty.
Awesome. So I have a weapon skill of 2, or a ballistic skill of 2, which means I'm hitting on a 3 after that -1. So I roll 6 dice, if I can drop it into the thing. And I'm hitting on 3s, so I hit on 3 of them.
So that's an average. There we go. So now we take the strength of the weapon, compare that to the toughness of the unit.
So the strength of that weapon is 6. The toughness of the fire warriors is 3. So I'm hitting on 2s.
You're hitting on 2s. That's correct. Strength 6 to toughness.
Or wounding on 2s.
Wounding on 2s.
Awesome. And so I hit all 3. So you are now saving
rolling
against...
for 4 pluses.
Now here's the thing. Here's that AP coming in. This weapon that he's shooting with is an AP -2, and you have an armor save of 4. So that would actually negate your armor save.
So he would be saving on a 6.
Yes, you'd be saving on a 6. So you need 6s here to survive.
And it's 6 wounds coming your way, or so does he save on 3 attacks or 6 wounds?
He saves
6 wounds.
Okay, look. He just shot. Okay, so he just made his armor save here. He made 1, so that means 2 of these wounds will go through. That means 4 damage actually comes in. However, since they're attacks, you can only kill 1 unit with or 1 model with the attack. So basically, 2 models die. Sorry, I keep messing up my terminology here. The damage does not carry over. It's per an attack base. There, that's all I needed to say.
Awesome.
All right.
So not the worst thing that can happen. That's this is what happens when you shoot a very high strength, high armor pen gun into a infantry. They are usually effective at punching through, but all the excess damage gets lost on the units because they actually die off. So
God.
you always kind of want to shoot your high damage and high armor pen weapons into high toughness and high models. Are the shield drones in Savior Protocol range? It would be 3 inches, I believe.
Either way, nope. I'm not gonna use them.
He's not gonna use them for it anyway. Okay.
All right. So that was my move. That was my shooting phase. And so now I am going to charge. So neither of the Demonets have any charges available. The Fiends are 7.9, so 8 inches away, +2 for charging over the tough thing. So that's about a 10-inch charge. And then the Keeper has about a 6-inch charge.
6-inch charge. It actually turns into a
8-inch
because of the terrain feature here. All right, let me in so that you guys can see what we're looking at here. So basically here you have a 10-inch charge onto that unit. You can target this unit, and that would be a 8-inch charge here.
Okay.
You can declare a multi-charge and try to get into both, and then you can get into melee combat with both units. Or you can kind of charge with the Keeper first to see if you can... Now, remember, to get into melee combat with multiple units, you have to actually declare a multi-charge.
Cool.
And a multi-charge, you will have to account for both units. And if you fail the farthest charge, then the whole charge fails as well. So even if you rolled like a 7-inch, and 7 inches is right there, you would fail both charges.
So, like, I would need like an 8 to kind of get here.
Yes, you would need an 8.
All right.
But it's very important to declare that both units are the targets of your charge.
Okay. So, we're going to try and get to that shot, that broadside, because we do not like it. So we are going to charge the Fire Warriors and the broadside with the Keeper of Secrets.
Okay, so now, before you actually even make your advance roll, we can now do something, Tau can now do something here called Overwatch. And it's very interesting because Tau actually gets a free Overwatch. Otherwise, you would be rolling 1 command point to be doing it. Well, Tau gets to do it for free. And since they are also within the greater, let me double check that thing here. Bonding knife ritual, not it. For the greater good, this allows any other models that are within how many inches of the greater good? I'm gonna have to open up a thing for that one. Give me a second, boys.
Any models within greater good. Warriors of the for greater good. Troops, units, detachments, so that such unit within range of objective marker controls that one. Yeah, but what is the range?
Alright, so for the greater good, each time an enemy unit declares a charge roll against this unit can fire Overwatch before the charge roll is made. While a friendly unit with this ability is within 6 inches of this unit, each time an enemy unit declares a charge against this unit, that friendly unit can fire Overwatch before the charge roll is made. If it does so, until the end phase, that friendly unit cannot fire Overwatch again. So, essentially what can happen here is that everything over here can fire Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind also that you are a Farsight Enclave. Farsight Enclave, which means you would get that SEP bonus as well on top.
So I re-roll any ones.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It's called Devastating...
Devastating Counter-Strike.
Yeah, okay, so reroll wound rolls of 1 for models with this tenet for shooting attacks against models that are within 6 inches of the... So it's not hit rolls, by the way.
It's wounding rolls, but I have a question. I get to choose what weapon I Overwatch with, right?
Yes.
Cool. So what if I chose marker lights? Is that an opportunity?
Yes.
I need to get these marker lights down yesterday.
So he's gonna be shooting. Okay, so he's gonna be shooting his Overwatch, and so the first thing he's gonna try to resolve to Overwatch is his marker light, because he wants that reroll hit bonus. So Fire Warrior Shasway is gonna need to roll. This is not Viora, so it's not on a 5-up, is it? It's a 6.
Yeah, it's a 6-up.
It's a 6-up because what Moose is talking about is, I think, Viora.
Yeah, that's a different sept. And so I have 3 shots going in.
How many marker light shots do the Shasway have? It's one. It's one shot.
Yeah, it's one per.
So just one shot at the marker light, and
I miss all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these infantrymen are just seeing this, like, 20-foot tall demi-demon of hedonism just sprinting towards them, and they're just freaking out. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, so basically also, and this is for future reference, you would have to roll these separately, by the way. You'd have to roll him separately from him because these are using different profiles. And as you currently rolled
it's all 6 to hit though, isn't it?
Yes,
because of the Overwatch.
We need to also know what we need to know.
What's doing damage.
We need to know if the marker light actually hit. So we would either use a different color or a different dice or whatever, or just roll them at whatever. But anyway, it's still the same, but you can still Overwatch with your broadside.
Yeah.
Broadside will have 8 shots on the smart missile system, and then he would have 2 shots with the heavy rail rifle. So, one way you can do that is you can get 2 blue dice and then 8 red dice to represent these shots.
And then, boop.
There you go.
Awesome. There we go.
So our Tau and we're hitting on 6s. So
great, lovely.
This is your average Tau Overwatch. So only one actually goes through on the smart missile system. That is a strength 5 weapon to
versus
the toughness 7.
7, so that's gonna be a
5s
plus
5s to wound.
It's 2 higher than it, so wouldn't it be a 6?
No, 6 needs to be double.
Oh, okay. I just want one of you. There we go.
So, actually, it actually wounds. So.
Hey.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna make my invulnerable save on a 5+, and I fail. And now I have a 6+ feel no pain, and I fail.
Yep. It's only 1 damage, unfortunately. So.
Alright.
1 damage goes through for the Keeper of Secrets on Overwatch. And now you guys are starting to know. You're seeing firsthand why being Tau is the most painful thing.
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
Okay, listen, if I was playing first, I think I would be in a little bit better, but not second. Second, I have no chance. I had a strategy if I played first.
It's okay.
If I play second, I'm dead.
You're learning how to play. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
We're here to learn how to play.
So now I'm going to roll to charge. So I roll my 2d6. Oh, shit!
That is that's a 1. Now you can actually reroll this at the cost of a command point.
I would love to do that. Do I reroll both of them?
You would reroll both, yes.
Alright.
So let me go and update that sheet for us.
Not much better. Got a 4, so we fail the charge.
Okay, well, you hate to see it.
Keeper was tricked out by those fancy lights and can't really make it. And so now it is the Fiend's turn.
So it sounds like you're saying there's a chance.
I love the idea of like, ooh, pretty light.
You know, Slaanesh is not known for like being really focused on one goal. We are all about those pretty lights.
Yeah.
So the Fiends have a 7-inch charge because of the difficult terrain against those Fire Warriors, so we're going to try and make that. And because you already shot Overwatch, can you not do it again, or can you still do it?
I'm sorry, I was reading something else. Can you give me that question one more time?
Since I used Overwatch...
Go ahead.
Can you Overwatch
since
again?
I used... Yeah, against the Fiends.
I'm gonna say no because they've already fired Overwatch. Can he actually fire Overwatch again? It says specifically when a friendly. I mean, that's for the greater good. Do you think he can Overwatch with spending a command point here?
Firing.
Normal Overwatch, he wouldn't be able to. So yeah, it would be normal Overwatch at the cost of 1 CP. Right? I haven't played that Tau since like 8th edition, guys. Can you blame me?
I feel like the answer is probably no.
I think that it is that they can fire Overwatch, they just can't the greater good. Yeah, like at a cost. I feel like that's the right answer, but I've not played, and I'm just waiting for someone to give me the answer. You can for the greater good, the broadside at least. But he's just interested in firing Overwatch at the Fiends again. So so the Breachers can fire Overwatch. Because the first rule, it says each time an enemy unit declares a charge unit against a unit with that keyword, they can fire Overwatch before the charge roll is made. So we're gonna go ahead and interpret the rules as they can fire. For the greater good, however, like you're not gonna be able to do that because at the end of that one it says if you do the greater wood and oh my god, I said greater wood. God, why today? I'm just so tongue-tied. While a friendly unit with this ability is within 6 inches of this unit, each time an enemy unit declares a charge against that unit, that friendly unit can fire Overwatch before the charge roll is made. However, if it does so, until the end of the phase, that friendly unit cannot fire Overwatch again. So it says specifically they can't
period,
fire Overwatch.
I can't, even with the cost. Okay, cool.
And it's not at a cost, it's free. So let's see how that rules interpolate goes.
Somebody tell me what to do.
Just go ahead and charge.
Alright.
Yep.
We roll 2d6. And we get a 9, so the Fiends
Gross.
Oh, come on.
That's disgusting.
Now was
Big
this
scary demon lady didn't.
Was this a multi-charge or was this just into the...
Just into the Fire Warriors.
Okay, so you rolled really high there.
Oh, Ayo? Ayo?
And I'm gonna go ahead and say that they can Overwatch as well. And they can also get the greater good. Because...
But didn't you say...
No, yes, I know I said that it was that they used for the greater good, but actually they didn't because they were actually firing regular Overwatch. They were the targets of a charge on the last charge from the Keeper. So I would say this this allows them to fire Overwatch with the greater good rule. So let's go ahead and get that resolved here. It's going to be unlikely, I'm going to be honest with you, but let's make sure that we're using those rules interactions good. So first off, you want to make sure that your marker light is a different color, because we need to know if the marker light hits. And you want to make sure that you're rolling the marker light first, not after, because you need the hit rolls, right? So, or reroll hits of 1. So I would say roll the marker light first. On a 6-up, it hits.
Hey,
You have
yo!
a 6-up armor. Okay.
Wait. Why would
What?
Sorry, I was just kind of going with it. Why would I want to fire marker lights? No, I want to fire regular guns. Sorry, I was totally just going with it. You were saying words, and I was like, yes, that. But no, I actually want to fire regular weapons at these guys.
Are you sure about that? Because you're hitting on 6s and reroll 1s is really strong. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're super right about that.
Okay. So now, go ahead and roll your additional your additional shots from that unit. You can even throw a grenade. I think they have grenades. They have grenades?
Yes, photon grenades. I got 1-1 and 1-2. That fell into the wrong thing.
So 1-1 and 1-2. So 2-2, that's not resolved. And since you went a little too fast for us here, we can't account for that. Photon grenade. All right. So next up, we're gonna shoot the broadside, right?
Yes. Let me just get a marker light.
So again, sorry about that, coughing in everybody's ear. We're gonna be doing 2 sets of smart missiles. These are 8 shots, hitting on 6s, re-rolling 1s.
Just get the right stuff. There we go.
Re-rolling
Wunderbar.
1s because of marker lights.
Yep. I can't. There we go. Disagreeing.
You can hit that thing. Okay,
awesome.
So nothing actually hits. And that had your rail rifles, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you hit with the marker light and you hit with nothing else. And now the fiends
now we are very shiny.
Yep. Now the fiends are coming up to play. And so now the fiends are into their melee. Yep, they're into melee. They have to be outside of 1 inch from the shield drone, however, because they were not the targets of a charge. So they need to be outside of 1 inch. Make sure.
Okay. So I need to move that fiend out a little bit.
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.
Cool.
Good enough.
Awesome. So now we are going to attack these fire warriors. And so we have 4 attacks each. The Blissbringer has 5, so it's a total of 13 attacks. And we can, each one of them has 2 weapons that they could use. So we are going to use, I can only make a single attack with the Vicious Barbed Tail each time. So I'm going to make my 3 barbed tail attacks first. So,
yeah, he's doing it pretty on point there.
So I'm going to roll my 3 attacks. I missed. So I get 4, 5, and a 2. And so the fiends have a weapon skill of 3, so 2 of those hit. So we're going to delete that. And now I'm just going to roll these and then figure out. I got a 3 and a 1. That's not great. I have a strength of 4 against toughness 3.
So you need to roll 3s to...
Exactly. So I get 1 shot in with my tails, and that does D3 damage, I believe. Yeah. So I'm just going to put those away, and then it is... Do I roll the D3 first, or do you roll the...
he needs to roll his armor saves before.
Awesome. So what's the
that
AP?
Has -3, so he can't even save.
Yeah, if it's an AP minus, let me see what that AP's at.
-3 for the Vicious Barbed Tail. Versus my 4+.
Yeah, he would, but he would actually still get what, his 6-up?
7-up.
Oh, it's a 7-up now. Yeah, you don't get an armor save. I'm sorry. So these just go in.
So, I mean, I rolled a d3 and I got a 1, so...
Yep.
Or did I?
One model dies so far.
Alright. So, now I've got, it looks like 10 attacks of my Dissecting Claws.
Right.
So I have a weapons... underneath this. I'm just gonna get rid of these. So now 10 attacks into the Fire Warriors, hitting on 3s. So that's those guys. And now I'm wounding on 3s. God damn. Alright, so that's 5 hits at AP -1, so you have a save of a 5+.
Right. Got 5 armor saves to make. 5 ups. Oh,
Hell
Hey yo! But the entire squad's dead.
yeah.
Yeah, you still take 4 damage.
Yeah, that's
2 attacks
dead.
land.
Goodbye.
Yikes. Now,
Alright.
now that the fighting is done here, he actually can do something where it's called Consolidate.
Okay.
All right, and let me get the rules for Consolidate up. It should be under Fighting. Consolidate. So, when a unit consolidates, you can move each model in the unit up to 3 inches. This is a consolidation move. Each model must finish its consolidation move closer to the closest enemy model. A model that has already touching enemy model cannot move, but still counts as having consolidated. And you must stay in coherency. When does consolidate happen? It happens after you're fighting. So you can actually consolidate into close combat with this squad here.
I would love to do that. Thank you so much for asking. We are going to move this fiend to hang out on top of that broadside. Does the difficult terrain also affect consolidation moves?
It would, I think. Consolidate is a type of move, so you would be consolidating about in 1 inch, but it would be just enough to get into the 1 inch. And
Yeah.
So you were like outside of 1 inch. So
Right.
moving up 1 inch would get you inside of that. Now the other stuff can move, you know, as long as it's closer. 1 inch. They are on top of that terrain stuff.
Am I still in 3D? Yeah, I am. That makes more sense.
So like 1 inch is like right there.
I feel like my ruler is being weird. Anyway. We're going to move him.
It doesn't matter too much because you'll have another 3 inch move to pile in and fight. And as it stands, actually the marker light's gonna go off that phase.
Because it's only for a phase. And then can the keeper also pile in or no?
No, the keeper was not fighting. No.
Got it. So the fiends, they did their consolidate.
Oh, so Haytox is actually telling me that difficult ground does not actually count towards consolidate. So actually, you can consolidate 3 inches. You can actually move faster. Consolidate.
I love that. I'm all about that.
Yep. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Cool.
You
So
know,
that
I was supposed to be on a different day, but I took the bullet. You know, I got really unlucky here with the enemy I have. You know, Space Marines. That would be nice.
Here's something that's pretty amusing. The broadside and the shield drones can actually fight back. Now, it's consolidated.
Awesome.
So, you know, there aren't any melee weapons here. However, there's a baseline profile. And we kind of went over this before at the beginning of this stream. We would actually take a look at the profile. And in this case, we see that there's 2 attacks. And these would be at AP -0 and damage 1 with a strength of 5 and hitting on a 5-up. So, and for the shield drones have 1 attack each, hitting on 5s, AP 0 and damage 1.
Awesome.
So that's what you have to work with here. So all in all, together you have 4 attacks, hitting on 5s.
Awesome. Red is gonna be my big boy.
So,
Red boy hit once.
Yep, there's a hit. And does it wound? Strength of the broadside is 5. So their toughness 4, wounding on 3s.
No.
Fantastic.
Yikes.
All right. That is the fight phase. Or that was the charge phase.
That was the actual fight phase.
All right. Now we're into the morale phase. There are no boys to run away because they're all dead.
Yeah. So we'll just wait. I mean, basically how you just do morale is you take the leadership and take the Jesus Christ, why can't I remember this? Alright. So a squad of you take the units that were lost, or the models that were lost in this case, and then you compare the leadership to that number. You roll it, and if you roll oh my god. Okay guys.
High number is bad.
High numbers bad, low numbers are good. Okay. Go look at the core rulebook if you want to see how morale gets resolved. Because I am just I'm not.
It's not gonna come into play very much.
I don't think so.
It'll come into play for my Demonets, but
Roll and add casualties. Thank you. Thank you, 1-.
Awesome. So now it is your turn.
Fantastic. Lovely. So my guys can fly. This is good because I want him to be up here. This token is really just kind of in my way. So I'm going to go ahead and just real quick. Oh, the tokens are there to stay. Wonderful. Yep.
Like, I know how to resolve the morale. It's just like I'm trying to word it as understandably as I can, and I'm just like, I'm failing so horribly at that. It's hard. If you roll models lost is higher than morale, you lose 1 model and you can continue at your...
Well, oh, he's on there. Aha, fantastic.
Was that 5 inches up as well?
That's a good point, actually.
You have fly, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm... Am I correct in that in the first fucking battle round you don't gain any points?
In battle round 1 you don't gain.
Awesome, I'm gonna lead heavily into that. God. Selecting things on a diagonal is difficult. And then that's... What are these guys? 6 inches with a 15-inch... Wait, what's my... Oh, he's the only one. Okay, so the marker light is going to be cool. So I can move them 6 inches.
Says, you may want to tell the Tau player that this would be a good chance to activate Matka. Basically, you can fall back and shoot for units within 6 inches of a commander. So you could declare Matka and then have it so that the broadside and melee can actually that doesn't work because
I can't fall back because of soporific musk, and also my commander is currently super far away. And not in radius for Monka.
The fiends just don't allow you to fall back.
You don't get to take the fallback action.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, truly it is the most, like...
Except you have fly, so you can.
Oh yeah, that's right. He can fly. I can't escape with this guy.
So you can take the fallback, and if you declare Monka, although you're not in range, but if you were, then you would be able to do it.
Cool. Awesome. I'm definitely going to fly away then. I have 5 inches of movement, and I'm going to use them. I could get this far away.
Oh, okay. No. So we're forgetting that the broadsides have fly.
Yep. All of my units that aren't fire people, I can't place these guys anywhere, so they're going back on the ground.
Yeah, it's also important to know that you can't overlap bases. So.
Yeah. I just can't figure out where to put these guys. So they're just gonna chill out. They're within my 3 inches, so they're fine. All right.
So since they fell back, they can't shoot.
Nope. And I think Monka can only be declared at the beginning of your movement phase. If I recall correctly.
Yeah. Either way, he's not in range for Monka because these aren't.
Yep.
Oh wait, I'm super undoing that. No, I don't want to fall back then because I can't do anything. I'll just lose my broadside if I fall back.
Shoot in melee anyway.
Yeah. So
damned if I do, damned if I don't. So he's flying up there for now.
If you're in melee combat with those guys, you can't shoot at them. So no, at least
and I have to fall back to get out of melee combat. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that within? Awesome. That's within. Everybody's within 12 inches of that. Awesome.
You can definitely see that aggressively was a little bit biased when making 2 lists. Like, he's just like, I just want to see some Tau get into some melee.
Yeah, definitely. The best way to go here.
I mean, the terrain is annoying me.
Awesome.
The terrain is like literally the only thing keeping you back from wrapping him turn 1.
I just want to hug them. I just want to hug them with my spiky arms and everything else.
18 inches. Okay. So
I imagine it will be in the command phase in the new decks whenever that comes. I don't have very high hopes for Tau.
Yeah, not for 9th edition at least.
9th edition is just way too focused on like objective control with bodies.
Yeah. So that's my full movement there.
Cool.
Awesome. Oh. Oop.
Well, now
I don't have a psychic. I have a shooting phase. Hold up. Let me...
There's some shooting to be had.
Where is it? Use a stratagem after an enemy unit has been hit by marker light fired by a model. Cool. Am I able to... It'll be a... dense cover if this terrain features least dense effect. So this is dense... So this is... I want to hit the Keeper of Secrets. Okay, cool. Subtract 1 from the hit roll, and the marker light would be on a
5 up.
5 plus. Yeah, 5 up.
Feels bad, man.
All right, so I'm gonna
use a stratagem called Warp Surge. It's 2 CP, and I improve the invulnerable save of a unit by 1. So I'm gonna improve the invuln save of the Keeper by 1. So she has a 4 up invuln.
Okay. Wonderful. So am I able to use my Shasui marker light and then use my grenades at the fiends for the rest of the troop.
Every model that is within 3 inches of the woods, ignore the -1 to hit from dense cover. Is this for models shooting or models that are actually inside?
Since you can draw a line to one of my fiends outside of the cover, it doesn't matter. So
For the grenade at least, but I'm trying to get the big girly over here with a marker light. I need 1 marker light to hit, just 1.
So you would still be able to see her, I believe, but you get a -1 to hit.
Yeah.
From that heavy cover or light cover, whatever it is.
Dense cover.
Dense cover.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna see if this marker light hits.
I just need come on. I'm gonna use a blue one.
Okay,
hey!
So that actually hits.
That hits.
So there's
Oh my god.
So now I make an invuln save.
No.
No, it's just a marker light. It doesn't do any damage, but it is going to be an uploaded marker light, or uplink marker light, which is stratagem. After an enemy unit has been hit by a marker light fired by a model from your army, place D3 + 1 marker light counters next to their unit instead of only 1.
Cool.
Alrighty, so I take that one away. Boop. And then 1d3, so it's whatever it is by half. Fantastic. So I got 2 marker lights on you.
Is that 2 CP stratagem?
That is a 1 CP stratagem.
Okay.
Which I've already subtracted for. And then 2 marker lights on you. Do you still have your 6-up invul save thing?
I do. Until
Awesome.
the start of my psychic phase.
Awesome. Lovely. Love that. That's my favorite. Let me remind myself. Where's my marker light table? So I have 2 destroyer seeker moves. Fire
counter.
List. I don't have either of those, so that is not very useful. I wish it was 3, but hey.
So okay, reroll hit rolls of 1, and then you get destroyer seeker missiles use ballistic skill,
which I don't have.
You don't
I
even
smart
have,
missiles.
So
yep.
Honestly,
so I have
that stratagem might not be even the greatest idea.
Well,
if you had gotten a higher D3 roll, it would have been, but that you can't control that.
I mean, if you had a 3, it would still be no cover bonuses to saves, which you're taking invuln anyway. And then on a 4, no movement advance penalty for heavy assault weapons, which you haven't really. I mean, I guess for the.
I'm a sinking ship right now.
So either way.
Yeah, I am.
Continue on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2.
So what are you rolling now?
For the sorry,
For
that's
the
my
Fire
bad.
Warriors or the broadside?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna finish my Fire Warriors first. I'm gonna 4 photon grenades are going straight into those fiends.
Okay.
You can only shoot 1 grenade at a time, I think.
Awesome, good to know. 1 photon grenade, and then that is
1 marker
what
light.
range?
Oh wait, you already shot your marker light, didn't you?
I already shot my marker light,
So,
and then
1 grenade, and then
4.9. So that's close range. So strength 6, AP -2 for close range pulse blaster, and there's 3 of them. Wait, what is my ballistic skill for these guys? Is 4+. Oh, that missed. Lovely.
It's so
Again.
easy to miss the box.
I'm going straight up. There we go. Awesome.
Hey,
all of them hit. And then they are a strength of 6 compared to your toughness of
4.
4.
And on 3s.
So wounding on 3s.
Hey,
All 3 wound them. Awesome.
Right. I've got a 5-up invuln, and I make none of them. Damn.
So total of 3 damage. One of them is brought down to 1 out of 4.
Alright, we're gonna drop this fiend down to down to 1 wound.
Yeah, so able to shave off a little bit of some wound. This monstrosity fiend.
And then 1 grenade for the photon. I don't know how grenades work.
It doesn't do any damage. I would have to take -1 to hit for any infantry, but they're not infantry.
So basically, you would just kind of look at the profile here.
Yeah, well, I was, but it kicked me out of it. Units have suffered units from photon grenades until... Oh, what? I guess it's just 1 more pulse blaster, since they're not infantry. It doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just going to use it as a pulse blaster instead, with the same rolls as before. So on 4-ups, a 6, with the 3-up with the strength toughness. On a 3, Invul save of 5+, you said?
Yep.
Failed.
So you kill that fiend.
Awesome. Die. Please.
Nice.
If you kindly. I killed a fiend. Magical.
That's exactly what he needed. Actually,
Definitely.
He needed a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I need a truly incredibly large more. Let's see here. So now I have the heavy rifle boy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2. 8 being the ballistic missiles, or not ballistic missiles, but the smart missiles.
And you're shooting into the fiends?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to just get rid of 1 thing. Alrighty, so I did not read this before I did that. The ballistic skill of 4+. So that is both of the railguns hit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the what are those called? Missiles. They're called missiles. And the rail rifles are strength of 8 to your strength of 4, so 2s to injure.
Wounding on 2s.
And then the other one is a strength of which one?
Are you shooting this into the keeper or the fiends?
The fiends.
Okay. So
yeah, and then the of 5. So we need to hit 2s, and then the things need to hit 3s.
So just roll blues on 2s, reds on 3s?
Yep.
Okay.
1 hit.
Alright. So 1 blue.
1 blue for
do I save
1
first, or does he do his d6 first?
you take your save first.
Alright. So looking for a 5-up, and we do not get it. Roll that d6.
D6 damage, boys. Let's go for 5.
Oh, boom!
Pop! Skid it up, pop, pop!
Fiend
The thing
gets
goes
blasted
up.
off the map.
Quick mouse.
Awesome. There we go. That's beautiful. And then I'm taking down this friggin'.
So the smart
it's
missile
dying.
systems into the fiends.
I have a missile pod. What does that do? Strength of 7.
Wait, did he already shoot everything in it?
Yeah, for that broadside, yes, I did, and the other broadside fell back, so I could not use it.
Mm-hmm. Got your commander still, I think.
Yes, I do. I need to look at what overcharge does real quick. If you roll 1 or more unmodified hit rolls of 1, the bearer unit suffers more.
I never knew Malice could mumble rap. I can do a lot of things. And multi-talented.
D3.
1 plus 2 is 2.
Oh, yeah. No, I have to do...
Everyone on the block. Smoke trees. I'm sorry, what?
Either way, this doesn't even kill you. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
So what's going on? What do you need help with, sir? Are you?
I think I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna use the Cyclic Ion Blaster because it doesn't even like. I gotta hope that I can kill it with Overwatch. So I'm gonna.
Just FYI, you can shoot all these weapons. Psychic.
That's a good point. I don't know why I'm over here. Yeah, I can shoot all of the weapons. So I'm gonna.
The Cyclic Ion Blaster has two profiles. It has the Overcharge and the Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you would have to choose from there. Now keep in mind, Overcharging does nasty things to you when you roll ones, so...
Yes, and I am not very lucky, and I know exactly what's going to happen if I do that, so I'm going to Standard, Missile Pod, and Plasma Rifle that. So the Standard 1 hits on...
So you would have to declare...
My ballistic skill is 2+.
So you have to...
Onto the
Excuse me. Hello. Okay. So you would have to declare your targets first over everything. So you'd have to be like, okay, this weapon's going into this. This weapon is. You can declare multiple targets, but you have to declare them first.
That Blissbringer is like, it has to die.
Okay, so what's going into the Blissbringer?
Everything.
Everything's going into. Okay.
It has to die.
Okay, so let's start it off. Let's start off with the you pick.
I'm going Standard for the Ion Blaster.
Alright, Ion Blaster.
With a ballistic skill of 2.
Okay.
Which it's a strength of 7.
Hey, hang on a second. Slow down. Okay. This is an Assault 3 weapon. That means that's 3 shots.
Oh, hey, you're right. Awesome.
So add 2 more to that. You can keep the 4 there. Just add another one. And add another 2. There you go.
Sick.
So now, these are Strength 8.
It is a strength 7 because they're standard.
Oh, I'm sorry, strength 7. So to toughness 4, you're wounding on 3s. All hit.
All wound.
All wound. So AP -1. Invulns. All invulns are made. Wow. Wow. So. All right, next up.
Awesome. Next up is gonna be the Assault 2 missile pod. So there's 2 of those.
You got
the ballistic skill of 2.
So hitting on 2s, all hit.
Both hit.
Strength 7.
Strength of 7. Hit on 3s.
Wound on 3s. Yep. Let's go. So 1 goes
1 wounds.
And this is at AP -1. 5 up invuln, does not make it this time, and this is a D3 damage for 3.
3 damage. Fantastic.
Is it dead?
All right. No,
Okay.
it shouldn't be.
1 wound left.
1 wound left.
What is rapid fire?
Rapid fire means that if you're within half the range, you get an additional shot. So, or additional
and I
shots. So you got 12. Okay, that's 12 inches. Are you accounting for the Farsight Enclave stuff as well? By the way, have you been doing any of that?
I'm in 10 inches. It's 6 inches for the
cool.
Farsight Enclave for that.
Just
and it's just re-rolling ones for the. I really should have done that for the. No, I shouldn't have because it hit. Most of the it didn't roll any ones for the broadside, so it's all good.
It's all good. All right, so now you are gonna definitely get 2 shots from this rapid fire profile. So we're hitting on 2s once again.
I like this commander.
Okay.
One of them hits. I need 1 damage. It doesn't matter. I just need 1 damage. AP -3, so he has to get a 6 for that, anyways, for the Invul save. Yep. And then the toughness versus strength it's 6, so it's on a 4+. Or no, it's still on a.
It's a 3 up.
Yeah, still on a 3 up because
it's a 3 up, and now he needs to make his invuln.
6.
He does not make the invuln, and that's 1 damage, kills it exactly on the nose.
Little victories.
So Tau getting to do some shooty stuff. Even with their completely fucking I'm sorry, I said the F word. Anyway, with their terrible ballistic skills, they managed to kill something. So
Oh god, I finally killed something.
Good job.
Let's hope that YouTube algorithm doesn't pick that up. Demonetized.
Oh god. Okay. So that's my entire movement.
So that's it.
Cool.
That's
your shooting phase. Are you gonna charge?
Or that's my shooting, not my movement. Well, let's think about that real hard. No.
Okay.
I'm really not.
Sounds good.
take a look at what's on the battlefield here. All right, so now let me update some score values here. Did we actually do any command points on the Tau side? No? Nothing?
He used his marker light stratagem.
Okay.
I already put that down, though.
And
Right.
did you gain your 1 CP? You did get your 1 CP. What CP are you on the on your counter? 3?
I'm on
1
3.
and 3.
Okay. All right. So now we are on the top of battle round 2. It is demons. Okay, now we're gonna actually be looking at scoring objectives. So that's gonna start. Those primaries are gonna turn on, and Slaaneshi Deamons gain 1 command point because it's their command phase. And let's go ahead and zoom in for you guys.
So, is it my command phase or are we scoring right now?
We're not. Are we scoring right now? It's battle round. Yeah.
It was
Or-
It was the first. It was the first round, so there's no scores, right?
So, are you holding an objective, demons?
No, we are not.
Okay. And you do not hold more.
So I get 0.
It's 0. Okay. However, can we check the? I think it's. Do we score engage on all fronts now?
I probably should have done it at the end of my turn.
Well, it's fine because we know where they were. See those table quarters. So you have units on 1. You had 2, 3. So you would have actually gained 2 points on that engage on all fronts in your previous turn. And then it would have been and then at the end of your turn, then we would see if you score the engage on all fronts again. So it's at the end of the turn. So you're sitting at 2 for that right there. And then of course you don't have Slay the Warlord just yet. Investigate sites. You did not complete an action, right? That could be a pickup. Well, we'll see. We'll see what you do. Let's see. Kill everything or score objectives. And I'll update that as well so you can see.
So right now, Tau is in the lead by sitting on 1 objective, because I didn't leave anybody back to sit on mine.
Well, currently now you are in the lead with 12 victory points. We'll have to see what survives.
Primary points?
Huh?
Doesn't he get primary points at the start of round 2?
It's on the start of his command phase, so
Oh, okay.
that's when these are scored on the primaries.
Got it.
So you're leading right now with 2 points
Yeah.
because you scored for engagement.
Cool. So that was my command phase. Now we go into movement. So we've got these Demonets up. They are going to advance for their advance move. And we get a 5. So they have a movement of 12. So can I move right here? back. Is it good for me to move?
Yeah, you're good for the 11 inches that you were on before.
So it's 7 plus 5 is 12. So we're gonna move right here. Is that within engagement range of that commander? Yeah. So if I move right here, I should be good?
They would have to be outside of 1 inch from this commander.
Can you not move to be up next to somebody?
Because of the drones.
He's saying it like
You can't end within 1 inch?
No, because that would be engagement range, and you can only be in engagement range if you consolidate into it or if you charge into it. You can't move into engagement.
Okay. Good to know.
So you could.
So can I be right here?
How long is this? This is like 1.5 inches, so maybe you can be here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in chat? But I think he can move there, right next to that. Thinking about that 1 inch.
Because I've got 12 inches of movement, so I can move these guys here and then just move the remainders up a little bit.
Outside of 1 inch and horizontally 5 inches vertically. So yeah, he would have to be
a little bit farther out.
Yeah. You're gonna get this charge off. Don't worry too much about it.
The question I had was, is there any way for me to get into engagement range without charging? That way he doesn't get to Overwatch.
Yeah, consolidate. However, you have to. You did it already with the Fiends. Remember how you just kind of piled in?
Yeah. So now the blue Demonets are going to roll for their advance, and they get a 6. So they have 13 inches. And now the Keeper is going to roll for her advance. There we go. And we get a 6. Damn. So the Keeper has 20 inches of movement minus 2 by going over the terrain. Is that outside of 1 inch from that drone? Cool. Awesome. So we have done all of our movement. I think these Demonets are well positioned to investigate those sites.
Okay. So they're going to perform that action, investigate sites. See when this is scored.
Yeah. 3 victory points each time they do it.
Okay. So, you got 3 there.
Awesome. So now it is my psychic phase. So the Keeper loses her 1, but I'm just gonna for her delicious agonies, delightful, whatever it is. So I'm trying to manifest on a 5. And I get an 11, so yeah, she does. So she
Definitely.
gets her 6 up, feel no pain.
And
now,
second power.
since the agonies didn't work out too well or the cacophonic, whatever, we're gonna do smite on this broadside Shasui.
Yeah. So Smite has a
2,
warp charge of, I believe it was 6? 5.
It's 5 to start, it goes up by 1. So I roll a 6,
yeah.
so it does manifest. And now I roll a d3 to see how many mortal wounds I am doing. And I get a 5, so I'm doing 3.
So this broadside is actually going to take 3 mortal wounds. Just for standing there and getting smited. So it's 3 mortal wounds. I think it was numpad. Was it numpad 2 and 3? Yeah.
2.
Alright, so broadside's down to 3 wounds on him.
Alright, that
Keeper
was my
has
psychic saves.
the 6 up feel no pain as well. Smite is the closest unit,
I'm
right?
outside of... Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's this broadside.
Never mind.
The shield drones are included on these units.
Right. So should it be this broadside instead?
Does he get to... If they're in the same unit, how does that interact?
They're
Just
in
chat,
different
no?
units.
No, these shield drones are in the same unit as this broadside.
Oh, sure.
And then aggressively maiming says that they're separate.
The broadsides are separate units, but the shield drones are in
Okay.
2 in...
So the closest units...
Yeah, the closest enemy unit would be...
This kind of stuff matters, guys.
Yep.
I think... Because he was going to be out 1 inch.
I'm 1 inch from all of them, kind of, yeah.
I think the broadside is still the closest.
Yep.
Okay. So now it's my shooting phase, so I am going to shoot this weakened broadside.
But Haytalk says the shield drones on the ground are closer since the one on the containers are also up. So are you saying that you have to go
With the vertical position?
one inch horizontally and then 3 inches vertically? I do know that some rules interact like that, especially like deep striking. It's not only vertical distance, but 3D distance, as far as I know. How would you rule it? Doesn't seem like we have a very straightforward rule on that one. And this is why these are the sort of little rules interactions that can be very important for a game, but also extend the game past, what it's, recommending or suggesting or whatever. It's like, oh wait, I gotta look at this one rule because this one rule is gonna determine if I lose this game horribly or win in a, victory lap manner. It's 3D distance, or I'll be shooting my 6-inch range fusion pistols up 3 floors. 3D
Cool.
distance.
So I smite a shield drone instead?
That doesn't clear our question up. Meaning, how do you determine who's closer? Is it the shield drone that's closer because they're on the ground level, or is it the broadside? The closest drone dies. Closest drone has feel no pain. Okay,
since it's the closest, we're gonna target this shield drone's unit. So it's these guys.
okay, yeah.
And
That's what
so
chat's
mortal
saying,
wounds are-
and I'm gonna go ahead and yield because I think chat is definitely more experienced in this certain here. So it would have to be this as the closest unit.
Cool. So mortal wounds get doled out one at a time, so that shield drone can do feel no pains for as many as it can take. If it's going to save your protocols.
It doesn't really have to save your proto.
It only saves protocols if you attack the main unit and not the drones.
Okay, so you get to choose 3 wounds from this unit to take damage. So who's going to be taking the mortal wounds?
So, okay, the shield generator has a 4-up invuln. In addition, roll a d6 each time a drone with this ability loses a wound. On a 5-up, that drone does not take a wound. So we got 3 wounds coming in, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Are these 2 shield drones count as 1 unit, correct? Chat, correct? I would assume so, because that would be really...
They are. They're in the unit with the broadside.
Yep. The lower broadside and
Okay.
the shield drones.
So roll them. Well, I guess you can roll them one at a time. Roll
Yep.
3d6. 5 up. Okay.
You make
roll
one.
another. Okay.
Fail
alright,
one.
So then
one's
next-
dead.
2 dead.
3.
Both shield drones are dead.
And then you can put this broadside back to full HP.
Already did. Alright, so that's the smite. Now it is the so now it's the shooting phase. So, now that this broadside has no protective shield drones, we are going to attack it with our living whip. So it's an assault 6 weapon. I have a ballistic skill of 3, but since I advanced, I am hitting on... Or I have a ballistic skill of 2. Since I advanced, I'm hitting on 3s, so I roll 6 dice. And I hit with 5 of them. And now I have a strength 6, I believe. Yep, strength 6, AP minus 2 versus a strength 5 unit, so I'm wounding on 3.
Toughness 5. Yep.
Toughness 5, yeah. And I get those. But my Keeper of Secrets has the ability, or the rule, Delicate Precision. When resolving an attack made by this model, re-roll a wound roll of 1. So I re-roll these 2 ones. And I get 2 hits. So that is AP minus 2 against your armor of a 2+, so you have 5 shots at 4 ups.
Now, these shield drones are within 3 inches of that broadside, so he could actually save your protocols back here.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Which I'm going to do, because I need to...
So you got 5 wounds coming in. So you're gonna have to roll to see for each. Yeah. For each. Yeah. So first wound here. Does he? Yep. Go save your protocols.
1.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Because it needs to roll a 2 to succeed on the savior, and then...
You rolled a 4, so that's 2.
Yep.
So now, with this, we're gonna see if your feel no pain goes off. Is it 1 wound? It's 1 wound, right? Or 2?
Yep. 2 wounds each.
Okay, so 2 wounds.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, but they convert
The
it.
attack is...
It gets converted because it takes the wound and then converts it to 1 mortal wound. So roll 1d6. Okay, that shield drone is dead.
Bye, darling.
All right, so next up, so that's all good. So now we got to resolve these 4 additional hits here. These. Well, hang on. We're gonna do them one at a time.
for the second drone, right?
This is for, yes, this is, yeah, we're doing the next one.
Sweet.
So does this go to the drone? It does.
Yep.
All right, converts it to a mortal wound. 5 up, feel no pain. Resolves.
Fantastic.
Next up. 2 up. Save your protocols. Gets it. 5 up, feel no pain.
5 up.
Does
Nope,
not.
dead.
Okay. So that shield drone's dead. And now these go into the broadside.
So those are 4-ups.
Which hit?
Yep, because you have a 2 up armor save on the broadsides and no invulns. No drones. So 4 up still could, you know. See. He's good.
You make it.
Good.
Hell yeah. So that is my
Hey.
So now it's the charge phase. So what were you talking about? Me being able to get in without Overwatch?
You have to consolidate. So, you know, you're as it stands currently, there's no way that you're not going to eat Overwatch. However, if you get some charges off and you kill units, then let's say for example, your Keeper Seeker charges here, and she kills these broadsides. After her fighting is resolved, she can consolidate this way into close combat. However, as it stands now, there's no way for you to consolidate into melee. So it
there's
has
no
to
way
be a
to get
charge.
into melee range. There's no way for a melee character to get into engagement range without risking Overwatch.
Without charging, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the Keepers are going to charge both these broadsides.
Okay, so now you can do the greater good over here because using the actually I would say no, that's too far.
Because that's 7 inches.
Yeah, that's 7 inches 3D. I'm using horizontal, my bad. So anyway, yeah, so you can do your greater good here. Well, yeah, free Overwatch. So okay. 2 rel cannon, rel gun, rel 2 heavy rel rifles. And 16 smart. Okay, so 4 total of the rel rifles. And 16 heavy 16 smart missiles systems. So 16 blue, 4 red.
Oh, no. God, because... No. The 4 blue and 16 red was how I was doing it.
Well, you gotta be kind of lucky with those feel no pain rolls to really. I mean,
Thank
people
you.
were
There we
raging back then. Oh my goodness, back when everybody was running shield drones.
Also, yeah.
Oh.
Go
So
ahead.
I hit 1 launcher and 1 railgun.
Yeah.
Cool. So roll to wound.
Yep. And then the 8 for the toughness, so that's double, right? No, that's 5 for yours. So that's just 3 to wound on the railgun, which hits. And then you do save.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that was his invuln there, right? Is this a smart missile? All right.
No, this is the railgun.
This is the railgun. Okay.
Yep.
Railgun does D6 damage. So let's see how much damage is here. Okay, now he has 3 5 up, or is it 5 up or 6 up? Feel no pains.
I think 6 up.
Shield drones get better. Feel no pains. Go figure. All right, 1 goes through on the 6 up. Feel no pain, but 2 wounds sneak past.
Got it.
And then there's the 1 smart missile.
Yep, which also hit and is
Strength 5.
Improved. Strength 5.
That is going to be a 5 up to wound. And you did
Nope.
not get it. Alright.
Okay. So that was that. Then she can move. I mean, I don't know how to place her so that we know, because she doesn't fit on that like tiny thing.
It's okay because as soon as you moved up to the barrels, you were engagement range.
Yeah.
Cool. So she's kind of just gonna hang out there then and look weird.
No, there.
Cool. So she can attack both of them. We're gonna start with the guy. Do I make all of my charges first though?
Yeah, you have to resolve your charges.
So now the Demonets are gonna charge the commander.
Sorry, real quick. Did the lower broadside get hit for 2, right?
Yeah.
Earlier? Awesome, I just want to make sure.
2 or 4? Oh, fuck, okay.
It was 2 because of the marker light boys, right?
Oh.
Or not the marker, the drawn boys.
Wait, isn't it 5 inches horizontally, or I'm sorry, 5 inches vertically? I think that's still within 5.
Yeah, that's still within 5 because the boxes are 1.5. So then,
yeah, she would still hit that cone.
Yep.
At least from how I understand, that was explained to me early in chat.
So we're charging the commander.
Okay. Commander. Now this time you can actually greater good your boys out here.
Mm-hmm. Which I 100% am gonna do.
Alright. So
So that is since it's up close and personal, pulse blaster for those ones, and they're all the same for it, I believe. Yep, they're all the same for close range pulse blasters. Awesome.
Everyone except one of them, I think.
No, the pulse blaster seems to be the same.
Huh?
They have the stats for the pulse blasters are all the same for all of them, including the fire warrior, Shasui.
Well, not really, because the pulse blaster close range is an assault 2, strength 6, AP -2 weapon.
Oh yeah, that's 5.6, right?
Yeah, so it would be the medium range on that last one. So I would say first resolve your marker light. See if that goes off.
So is the far guy doing the marker light?
No, the close one is.
This one is right here.
Okay.
It doesn't go off.
And then these guys then.
These are going to do the close range.
Or nope, these 3
They're only
are going to do the close range.
1/6.
One of them hits for a strength of 6 for your toughness of 3, which is double. Go for 2.
2s. Good.
Hits.
All right, invul.
So I spent 2 CP for the warp surge, so I have a 4+ invul. And I don't make it, so I lose 1.
Okay.
And then the last one.
You did that this turn?
Read this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 0 CP now.
Cool. Let me just update the sheet.
Okay, so that'll be a 3. Cool. So then the medium range 6 to a hit. Nope. Doesn't exist.
Alright, so did you use your Cyclone?
No, is it? I didn't think it was a dual one. I thought it was just going for the commander. I didn't know that I did
shoot Overwatch.
Yeah,
Overwatch for the one getting targeted.
Yeah, you can Overwatch here with your commander.
Awesome. So it's an assault 3 for the standard ion blaster.
Okay. Going standard, boys. Going 3. He needs 6s here to hit his Overwatch. Nothing.
None of them hit.
That was for the ion blaster. Now we're gonna do the missile pods.
2 for that one.
Nothing.
Nope.
And then the plasma rifle, 2 shots, rapid fire.
Nope. One did actually. It just lagged a little bit. One goes through for
This is a strength 6 weapon.
strength of 6, so it rolls on 2. Or hits on 2. Which it fails.
Make it. Alright, so now we're gonna move these Demonets in. So, I have to make a charge roll, right?
Oh.
You still gotta
So I
make
get
this.
an 8.
Yep. Tau players just watching feels bad moment when the Demonets get in close range with all their shit. Is anyone else excited for Grey Knight's Codex? Yes. I actually like Grey Knights, so.
You know what is really awesome about all of this is I actually shouldn't have fallen back because I was killing the
Hey,
stupid thing.
Castro, you're going like way too far with some of these Demonets.
Is that not 8 inches?
You have to account for the wraparound as well.
Oh, sure. So
Like I know you're eager to get in close combat. You got it.
Sure. So that's 3.3. So I got like.
You gotta pay premium points for the Harlequins if you want to move like that.
All right. Can my guys end up in between, like the shield drone and that?
Yeah, since they declared a multi-charge.
I mean, this is all just one unit.
However, there might be an issue with coherency here. As you know, there is a. This is a unit that's larger, but are they? I think they're
all within 2 inches.
Yeah. This is really weird. How many attacks does he get? If he's gonna be putting it all into the commander, he's gonna get all this, but does he get like his Alurus? Does he get the one back here? I know this. I know these 3 at least. But I'm not so sure about these.
Sure. So first it was the charge.
Yeah.
And so that's my char. So now it's the pile-in.
Yes, you can now pile in up to 3 inches. You have to be closer to the next the nearest enemy model or whatnot. Yeah, I reckon you might be able to really squeeze these Demonets in, and you might get all the attacks if that's what you're preparing for.
Right. Like.
The only thing is that this coherency is kind of sketch.
The color is supposed to show you if something isn't in coherency, right? I feel like that's something that a previous stream of you guys has said. Like, if I move this Alurus all the way out here, does she... Nope, never mind, that doesn't work. But I mean, they're all within 2 inches of each other.
Haytok says that it's okay. It's 6
Cool.
inches vertically, so no problem. Okay. Just making sure, man. We just gotta make sure. We don't wanna give him like the high hopes of like, you know, melee being the best, and then he goes and he plays like AdMech, and then it's just like he quits because this is an inaccurate representation.
Awesome. So, what are my rules for attacking? So I've piled in, and now I'm going to fight.
Okay, so you charged. Everything that you charge with gets to fight.
Cool.
Right now.
Let's attack this commander.
Okay,
so this Demonet and this Alurus in the back, I think can only reach the shield drone, right?
I'm gonna say that they are. I think they're within a half an inch, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that we're still doing the cylinder thing. Yeah, okay. How far is this one?
Whatever the verdict is.
I'm gonna go ahead and say sure, because these are within a half, and since everything is kind of using the cylinders, sure, I can go look it up on the rules. I mean, I could look it up on the rules. I guess you could technically look it up too, but we're just gonna go ahead and say, just go ahead.
They can put all the attacks into the commander?
Yes. And yes, we do want to end the stream at some point today.
At some point. Yeah, this is... so the Demonets and the Alores together have 19 attacks. So it's 19 strength, 3 attacks. So we're gonna just get rid of
I wish I had a camera right now so that I could be like, hey, Mimi, this is how I'm looking at you.
So we've got these 19 strength, 3 attacks. We are hitting on 3s? Yes. So we're hitting on 3s. So we're going to delete these. And now we have strength 3 against the toughness of the commander of 5. So we are wounding on 5s. Alright, so the commander,
Nice.
my man. The 6s actually rend. So the Demonets' ability for their claws, because we love hurting people so much, is when resolving an attack made with this weapon, a 6+ has an AP characteristic of -4. So that's 4 AP -4s, so 6s, and 3 3s for saves for you. Or you can save your protocols. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't think you can save your protocols this. So,
You know what? I'm just gonna go for the gentleman's handshake, and I'm gonna go.
oh.
This is miserable.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
No, it is in no way your fault. I have learned a lot of valuable things, and I'm not gonna let it get to me. But this is the worst matchup I have ever seen in my life. And it's
All right.
You know, sometimes that happens with Warhammer 40k. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just walk right into a game. Just, you know, I can understand why you might want to do a concede here. And honestly, I don't think anybody's going to give you anything like that. Just keep in mind that, like, especially with the community, like, some people might interpret you leaving early as, like, a negative thing. I'm just giving you the heads up that you might have some matchups that are really rough if you're going to be continuing playing 40k. And sometimes it's worth it just to take the beating a little bit. Maybe you can learn a little bit from those mistakes and stuff like that. But ultimately, if you had fun, that's, you know, if you learn how to play, that's what's most important here.
yeah, and I'm sure that I'm gonna have many great games in the future.
Yeah, you should schedule another learning stream if you feel like you're not comfortable enough to go out on your own. And maybe we can talk to aggressively about these lists that he made.
Yeah, I was a little bit a little whack.
I'm glad that you've seen the beauty of Slaanesh, and feel free to join the Chaos Forces whenever you'd like.
Oh yeah, no, the commander's brain is currently like splitting open, and like pure chaos is seeping in.
But he's never had so much fun. He's never been more enjoyable. So thank you for being a very honorable opponent for the greater good. And thanks, Malice, for running this stream.
It's pretty rough. And no problem at all. I'm glad that you guys came. Thank you very much for coming. And if you guys don't feel very comfortable playing a game, just go ahead and schedule another demo game with us, and we'll teach you. Hopefully you'll get someone else that's a little bit more on top of the rules. I'm a little rusty, as you guys clearly see. But it was a good game, I think. But yeah, it was a very one-dimensional kind of thing.
Thank you so much,
Alrighty.
Malice. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Absolutely. You guys have a good one. Won't be ending the stream just yet. Let's just talk a little bit about this game before we wrap it up. So, you know, for people who might wonder why Tau conceded in Battle Round 2, the top of Battle Round 2, there was actually no way that Tau could actually take this board back. Like, Keeper of Secrets has a 14-inch move and can advance and charge. That's pretty brutal for, you know, especially, you know, this kind of map. I mean, even with the difficult ground, it really didn't mean anything. You're still able to get in. Keeper of Secrets alone was enough. So I would definitely say that we don't run a Keeper of Secrets at 500 points memeing. I think we replace them with, like, I don't know, a Chaos Demon, and maybe we can take some more interesting, other interesting units. And you remember, we don't have to play with the best stuff that every faction has, right? We could just play like random. Like, there's plenty of units that are like useless and, you know, don't really do anything particularly well and are kind of costly for their points. But that's okay, because ultimately we're just here to teach people how to play. And so, yeah, you can totally, you know, look at some useless units and use them as filler, so that we don't have like a game where we just watch Keeper of Secrets stomp on everything around it. Other than that, I thought that it was a good stream because we had the various overlays in here. Like, you guys are taking you guys right now are currently looking at the future of this channel right now. This is going to be how we present to you the games going forward. And yeah, this is it. So let's go ahead. I'd like to thank everybody who took the chance, took the time out of their day to come and hang out with us here on the stream. I mean, I am seriously happy with how today's stream went. How many people were actually in here. I think we were topped out at like maybe 80 people in here. And, you know, you guys have been pretty active, and it really, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, you just being in here and talking with us and just boosting our viewer count helps us expose what we're doing here. And that means that we get new players into the hobby, gets new players into our community. You're helping us out. You're helping everybody out, everyone that's involved. So thank you guys very much for that. Now, today I don't have anything scheduled else for the thank you for the prediction, by the way. I have to get that set up. Actually, does anybody know how to like set up like the subscriber stuff? Like, I don't actually know how to put all the logos in. Like, I guess we would have to like pick up some art or whatnot, but I would like to actually upgrade some of the stream stuff. Yes, that's something that I would like to do. Today we are going to be doing some tryouts for the Alpha League streams. Recently we had a situation where Slow Wolf had personal things and he can't actually do the Alpha games anymore. And so now it's up to me to find some new people to take up the Alpha League stuff. You mean like emotes and sub badges, right? Yeah. So yeah, if you guys like this new stream layout though, yeah, this is how we're gonna be presenting you guys these games going forward. So all right, so let me go ahead and end this up here. If you yourself would like to be featured on one of our streams to learn how to play Warhammer 40k, just come into the TTS Discord, wherever you're seeing this. If you're on YouTube, just look in the description. There's a link to the Discord. Scroll down to player resources, go to TTS Tutelage Scheduling, and hit up my boy Aggressively Memeing to get your slot booked in. We will teach you how to play 40k. And I think that's going to do it for the stream. Is there anybody worth raiding right now? Let's take a look to see if you guys want to stick around for a raid. I want to see if there's anybody worth raiding. Is anybody streaming TTS Warhammer 40k? We will find out. Next level painting. You guys don't want to watch next level painting. Age of Sigmar show. News in TTS game. 86 viewers.
Just this.
Let's see. Hey, whoa. Hi, I make YouTube and Twitch Age of Sigmar content and play waifu games. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, guys. Let's see. I really hate the ad parts of the Twitch. It's really... Okay, he's playing Age of Sigmar. Not sure if you guys want to see Age of Sigmar. Okay, so I guess we're the only ones playing 40k. Wait, community challenge. Hang on a second. There might be someone worth rating yet. Is he English?
Well, we can get it so that...
Okay. So he's playing Death Guard versus Salamanders, so let's go ahead and raid this guy. And I would appreciate you guys if you stuck around for that and just, you know, show some goodwill. Clumsy Orc Studio. I'm sorry, I just saw that now. Is this Clumsy Orc? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's raid this guy, huh? Let's show this guy some love. Show the whole community love. Yes, sir. So, thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow, okay? I'm Malice. Have fun on the other stream. Represent.
TT Warhammer 40, raid with a party of 31. Hello.
Whoa. Whoa.
Get raided.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.